It's a beautiful diamond, anything but rough. They've been working hard to make it that way. And tonight, baseball fans are looking to forget about the weather and have some fun with the minor league baseball game of the week. It's a warm summer night in Round Rock, Texas, just north of Austin, here at Dell Diamond. That's the home of the Round Rock Express. And tonight, the home team will play host to the El Paso Chihuahuas on the on-deck minor league game of the week. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dick Gabriel, along with former big league infielder Doug Flynn. Doug, so happy to be doing minor league baseball again this summer, telling some great stories.
Well, after last year's experience and traveling around the country, promoting minor league baseball, meeting some fabulous people, we were just hoping for another chance to do it again.
And tonight we're going to tell you some great stories, including a pitcher for El Paso who's had an interesting route through baseball.
Well, you think about the minor leagues, that's kids coming up trying to make it to the big leagues. Tonight we're talking about Jason Lane. Jason, just a few years ago, had 26 home runs and 78 RBIs playing for the Houston Astros. Last year, he got called up to the big leagues as a pitcher, and he's hoping to find that road back to the big leagues here on the mound tonight.
And for Round Rock, a veteran shortstop swinging a really hot bat.
Well, he really is. He's hit safely in 13 of the last 15 games, including 6 multi-hit games. He has 2 in a row, looking to extend that to 3.
And Lucas can hit it and he can pick it. Well, as we said, there's been some weather, as you all know, down here in Texas. In fact, we weren't sure we'd be able to have a game here tonight, but the grounds crew has done an unbelievable job. Lauren Gardner will join us now with that story. Lauren?
Well, guys, it's hard to believe that the spot that I'm standing in right now was covered in nearly 3.5 feet of water just this past Monday, after nearly 6.5 inches of water fell in under 4 hours. And the grounds crew here at Round Rock, they completed what seemed impossible. They had the field ready for the doubleheader on Tuesday morning. I spoke with the head groundskeeper, Garrett Reddenhays, who told me that the state-of-the-art drainage system here in center field is to credit for getting this field ready, as well as just everybody, all hands on deck. He said even people in the front office were helping out all throughout the week in order to have this field looking so beautiful. And guys, I have a feeling that they may have enlisted us to help out if it rained today.
They've done a remarkable job, there's no question. Starting lineups in just a minute here on the On Deck Minor League Game of the Week.
Minor League Baseball on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by On Deck, a leading provider of small business loans nationwide. Visit OnDeck.com to see how On Deck can take your business to the next level.
Welcome back to Round Rock, Texas. Dick Gabriel, Doug Flynn, Lauren Gardner. Here's the way the Chihuahuas will come to the plate tonight against the Round Rock Express. Reimer Liriano leading things off. Had a big league home run last year with the Padres. Then Jake Gobert, Alex Dickerson. This league mid-season all-star last year, followed by Brett Wallace, Ramiro Pena, Casey McElroy, Rocky Gale, and in the 9-hole, Rico Noel. They'll all be taking a good look at Francisco Mendoza, the right-hander, pressed into service tonight as a starter, making his 5th appearance, but his first start of the year. He's gone just 6 2/3, all in short relief. 6 hits, couple of earned runs. Hasn't given up a home run yet. He has walked only 1 and has struck out 8. Opposing batters an average of 250 against the right-handers. So he'll be taking on the Chihuahuas, who fell to the Express last night 8-6. It was a 2-0 game going into the 8th inning, and it was El Paso leading, but that's when Round Rock put up 8 runs. Chihuahuas came back with 4 in the 9th, but an 8-6 win for Round Rock. Here's the way they will play defense. The Express, Michael Choice, Ryan Strasburger, Jake Smolinski across the outfield around the horn, Tyler Pasternicki, and Lucas Rugned Odor, JT Wise behind the plate, Brett Nicholas. Gorgeous night for baseball here in Central Texas. They are expecting more rain tonight. We got rain all over Central Texas this morning and this afternoon, but it is paved, it was made way, I should say, for a great night for baseball. We are underway here at Dell Diamond. And if you know anything about this ball club, you know it is owned by a group headed up by Nolan Ryan, hence the name the Express. Although, as we found out last year, Doug, the Chihuahuas were voted the #1 nickname in minor league baseball for 2014.
Well, for all the dog lovers, I'm sure they're not very much surprised. And plus, they have a good-looking hat.
Reimer Liriano stands in and tags one, but it's dropping right in front of Strasburger. I thought he might have a shot at it, so leadoff base hit for Liriano. As we mentioned, he was called up last year briefly. Hit his first home run. Sunny evening. There you see a balmy 84. Winds have died down a bit. Very windy when we got to the ballpark. And again, a chance of rain later tonight. Well, the entire state of Texas has really had to pull together in the wake of some just really tragic rainfall down around Houston and over in Dallas. Jake Gobert standing in, as you can see, from the left side against Francisco Mendoza.
Dick talked a little bit with Brad Holman today prior to the game, asking him a little bit about Mendoza. He's going to be on a pitch count, so he will have a fairly short leash tonight, and a few other guys are going to get an opportunity to get some work in.
Might see Mendoza for 3 innings. Pitch count somewhere in the 45 range. Gobert standing in. He's from Hoffman Estates, Illinois, drafted out of Northwestern. 13th round pick in '09 by the Astros.
You can tell Mendoza's more of a sidearm pitcher now. Used to be over the top, but they wanted to get a little bit more movement on his ball, so they've kind of dropped him down to 3/4.
I always find decisions like that really interesting. Runner goes. And at third base, Pasternicki has just one play, and third base uncovered, and a heads-up play by Liriano. So Ed Lucas at shortstop realized too late that Liriano was breaking for the bag.
And you know, that's a job sometimes where the pitcher can be your man that will go over and cover third. If the second base is being covered by the shortstop, see a good jump that time, probably had the base stolen. Now he's watching the baseball all the way. No chance for the shortstop to get there, but many times you will see a pitcher be heads up and just head on towards third base, realizing that he'd be the only one to cover.
Now scoring opportunity for the Chihuahuas with Alex Dickerson standing in. One out runner at third base here in the first inning. Mendoza signed with the Rangers as an international free agent back on the 19th of May in 2008. Last pitched on the 22nd, went just 1 inning against Albuquerque. Good down and in pitch to the left-hander. You got a chance to chat with some of the Chihuahuas in the hotel earlier today.
Yeah, we ran into him last night when we came in. It's like another good off-speed pitch right there. Guys were kind of hanging out, doing what minor league ball players do, trying to find some free food. And so I fell right in line to follow them.
Mendoza made his AAA debut earlier this year down at Nashville. And strikeout #1 on the night.
See, just a good high fastball. Beats him right there. Looked like he thrown him a couple of pitches down and in, maybe some off-speed pitch, and then that time just a good fastball.
Now Tommy Medica playing in his 6th professional season, standing in from the right side. Actually began last year with the Padres. Was the starting left fielder, batted 6th for San Diego on opening day.
Good look at the clock there, Dick. You and I have seen that a lot in college baseball.
Yep.
AAA's doing it this year. I believe AA as well. Tried to speed up games, and so far, games of 2000, the ball's fouled off. Games of 2015 are 11 minutes faster than they were in 2014. So it's, I don't know if the clock is doing it, but at least they've got guys speeding up the game a little bit.
I've had people on both levels, college and professional, kind of shrug it off. They don't like it, of course. You know, it hadn't done anything. But what it's done is plant the seed. It's made everybody just more aware of picking up the pace. Mendoza jumps out ahead 0-2. Medica gets something to drive on 0-2, but chasing it down to Strasburger. And the Chihuahuas leave a man at third. So after 1/2 inning, El Paso nothing. Round Rock coming up. Back in just a minute. The On Deck National Game of the Week. Back in Round Rock, Texas, Dick Gabriel, Doug Flynn, Lauren Gardner. Gorgeous evening. I've said it over and over, but it's just amazing how much the weather has changed from earlier today to tonight, and we're glad to bring you the ball game. And here's the way El Paso, or rather Round Rock, will come to the plate. Brian Strasburger leading things off. Tyler Pasternicki, Rugned Odor batting cleanup. Jake Smolinski, then Ed Lucas, Tomas Talis, Michael Choice, Brett Nicholas, JT Wise batting in the 9-hole. We told you that Ed Lucas is really swinging a hot bat, and he'll try to keep things going against this. Well, I call him a young man. To me, he is. But Jason Lane, a 38-year-old veteran, Doug, but does not have the shoulder or arm of a 38-year-old pitcher, because for quite a while he was an outfielder and a pretty good one.
He was a very good outfielder. Talking to Mark Pryor a little bit, who is now a pitching instructor with the organization, he said he won't overpower you. Probably going to be around the 88 to 89, but because he was such a good hitter when he came up, it has helped him in his pitching, because he realizes that when he gets in a certain situation, just exactly as a hitter what the pitcher might throw, and he uses that to his advantage.
Bronzewell Patrick is the pitching coach for El Paso, and Lauren and I had a chance to chat with him a little bit about Lane. And Bronzewell was a guy who hung on to the game as long as he could and did everything he could to stay in baseball. As Romero Pena makes the play, 1 out. Here's the way El Paso will play defense tonight. Across the outfield, Jake Gobert, Rico Noel, and Reimer Liriano. And around the horn, Brett Wallace, Pena, Casey McElroy, Tommy Medica, Rocky Gale behind the plate. Bronzewell Patrick played in 7 foreign leagues.
Wow.
Before he moved into coaching, and as he mentioned, Lane is a competitor just like he was, so he can relate. And he's enjoyed working with him. Said his work ethic is great. He's kept himself in shape and
takes BP every day as well.
Yep, and actually pitched in the major leagues last year, so he's not ready to give this game up. Got a good look at Tyler Pasternicki standing in with 1 out.
There's an old saying that says, don't ever walk away from the game, but let somebody rip that uniform off of you. You know, there's a lot of advantages now, and it's a great game and a great love for it, as we see here in Jason Lane.
2 balls and 1 strike to Pasternicki. 9-game hitting streak alive. Off the end of the bat, that's Noel racing in. How about a 10-game hitting streak?
That's the way you do it. You know, the good hitters get those. They find a way, and you can never get hurt, as I've always been told, in the middle of the field.
Do I sense a trace of bitterness?
No, sir. Envy.
You say that.
It would be envy.
All envy.
It's a good sinker down and away, and you know, he gets just enough of the end of the bat on it. With the outfielders playing a little bit deep, of course, the Pacific Coast League, the ball will travel better than it does in any of the other leagues.
And the wind has picked up tonight. It is blowing out a little bit. It's been off and on. So now Rugned Odor standing in with a man aboard and 1 out. And didn't get cheated on that swing.
Saw him out taking a few ground balls early today. A lot of instructors in town. We got a chance to talk to a few of them. We'll get a chance to talk to a few more just about this organization, both organizations. A lot of moves at the big league level have certainly improved some of these teams down here.
There you got a good look at the way Lane can move the ball around as Odor chases downstairs. Not great velocity from Lane, but Patrick keeps telling him, he says, you don't need overpowering velocity if you can command all 3 pitches, but he's basically fastball changeup. Good movement. Odor gets a piece of it. Odor from Venezuela. Last night hit home run number 5 against the Chihuahuas. Went 2 for 4, drove in a couple of runs.
Tell you, Round Rock having a great year. First place. They got a 5.5 game lead in their division, 29-16 record. And a club that, by talking to the folks around it, say they just find a way to win each and every night.
Found a way to put up 8 runs in 1 inning last night and finally shut the door on El Paso. Nicely done by Rocky Gale to keep that runner at first. Earlier this year, actually about 10 days ago, there's a good look at Gale taking it off the chest protector. Odor went yard twice with 2-run shots in both ends of a doubleheader against Colorado Springs. 5 runs batted in on the day. But Lane gets him to chase. Good breaking ball.
He just doesn't give in. He throws that little fastball out of the zone. Usually comes back this time with a good breaking ball.
A lot of movement for Lane. And now Jake Smolinski will try to keep things going for Round Rock here in the bottom of the first inning. Round Rock with that 5.5 game lead on New Orleans. And the PCL. El Paso 4.5 behind the Las Vegas 51s. Right side of the infield, they're going to talk about it, and McElroy, Casey McElroy, makes the grab for out number 3. So the Express strand a runner as well. We'll go to the second inning. No score in Round Rock on the game of the week. Back in Round Rock, Texas, Dick Gabriel, Doug Flynn, Lauren Gardner, welcome back to the On Deck Minor League Game of the Week. Glad to have you. Balmy night in Texas. Brett Wallace will lead things off for El Paso here in the top of the second inning against Francisco Mendoza. We mentioned he's on a pitch count. They'll be happy to get 3 innings or 45 pitches, whichever comes first. Only needed 13 in that first inning. 3 balls, 10 strikes. Worked out of a slight jam and a man on third, but threw 6 consecutive strikes to close out the half inning and strand that man at third base. Wallace, in his 7th year in professional baseball, has spent parts of 4 seasons in the bigs over in Houston. Last year was the first year since '09 he did not appear in a major league game. Split the year between the AAA ball clubs for Baltimore and Toronto.
One thing we notice when we do AAA games too is you see an awful lot of guys with big time and big league experience. With just a good fastball right there, sort of worked up the ladder. And a lot of them, Dick, you and I've noticed, still not really hanging on, but still with a legitimate shot to make it back to the big leagues.
Yep. Now Ramiro Pena standing in against Mendoza, who, as you can see, is pitching out of the stretch. Not a man on base, but ordinarily relief pitcher. And the good thing too, Doug, about knowing there's a pitch count, knowing that they don't expect him to go 5-7 innings, he can be himself out there. He can be a relief pitcher.
Yeah, and getting multiple innings, I know he needs some work. And he's still a work in progress with that arm angle. We can see right now he's more of a slinger than he is a power pitcher right over the top with a lot of movement. He's got a nice little breaking ball. And when he's got good control, I could see where he'd be very tough.
One of the reasons they changed arm slot to give him more movement. Ramiro Pena, veteran, 11th pro season. Been part of 6 years in the bigs with the Yankees, the Braves. 81 games for Atlanta.
Well, that's a lot of time in the minor league, still trying to fulfill the dream. Of course, a lot of the kids too are going and playing winter ball, where they're making a pretty good living over there as well.
Mendoza runs it in on the left-hander and rings up strikeout number 3.
He might be reconsidering his relief role as opposed to giving him the ball in the first inning.
Strikeout number 11 on the year against just 1 walk.
Just a good fastball beats the hitter there.
So now Casey McElroy with 2 out, nobody on. 11th round pick back in 2011. Got the wide open stance. Dumps it over the head of Ed Lucas. Base hit number 2, takes a big turn. But a man aboard and 2 outs now for Rocky Gale. See more and more guys, Doug, with that wide open stance. Gives him a better look, they think, at the pitch.
Yeah, he was spread out too, and a kid his size, only 5'8", is not going to be someone that's going to be taking a real big swing. That time just spread out, got a fastball out over the plate and drilled it to left field.
Rocky Gale, 24th round of the 2010 first-year player draft, taken by San Diego. 3 for 7 in the series so far. Has driven in 2. Played at the University of Portland. Big year for El Paso last year. 303, 12 doubles, drove in 35 in only 77 games. Boy, Mendoza just working inside, outside, up and down.
Yeah, then he throws that little, it almost looks like a cutter, but it's a real sharp slider that he throws. Well, that's just a dandy around the outside part of the plate. Good tight rotation.
Mendoza has thrown 10 consecutive strikes. Off the end of the bat, Smolinski's not going to get to it. Big turn and an easy advance for McElroy. And on an 0-2 pitch, Mendoza left it up and out over the plate. And suddenly the Chihuahuas are nipping at the heels of the Express with runners at first and third and 2 out.
Well, you're right. He had the outside part of the plate, but if it'd been down, he probably would have had to hit, or if that ball was up, gave him a chance to serve it out to right field. Now he got runners on the corner.
And an opportunity for Rico Noel. Chihuahuas have put 3 runners on base inside of 2 innings. Mendoza worked out of the jam in the first. Noel, a 5th round pick in 2010, taken from Coastal Carolina. Outstanding baseball program in Myrtle Beach. Noel in his 6th professional year. Stole 32 bags last year for El Paso. Total of 228 steals for his career. Only been caught 50 times. Mendoza runs it away.
That's the slider he was trying to throw 0-2.
Noel ranks 5th in the PCL with most stolen bases in a career right now. 2nd most in the Padres minor league system. Got him looking. I beg your pardon, that's strike 2.
I think the umpire thought it was strike 3 too, though. Gave that little.
Oh yeah.
You being a former ump.
He rang him up.
Watch this little jab right here. Oh yeah. Okay, I mean it's number 2.
I don't feel so bad.
I tell you what I do like now, on every level almost you have 3 umpires doing the games. We talked a little bit about that before last year. But it gives you a better umpired game, and all these guys, just as the players are, trying to make it up to the big leagues, and it's tough.
Tougher for them in some ways than it is for the players. There aren't any bonus babies in blue.
Well, that's a pretty leading statement right there now.
This may get a run home. In fact, it does. The infield single by Rico Noel makes it a 1-0 game as Pastor Nicky just didn't have a play. Some tough luck for Mendoza and the Express. And with 2 outs, 3 consecutive singles by the Chihuahuas.
Well, Dick, he's got ahead of the hitters. He's been throwing the ball, as you said, very well and throwing strikes, but his put-away pitch, that 0-2 or 1-2 pitch, that ball's right down the middle of the plate, and although it wasn't hit hard, it was still reachable.
Now 3-game hitting streak for Rico Noel, his first RBI of the road trip. McElroy coming around to make it a 1-0 game. Top of the order up. Reimer Liriano singled his last time up. Mendoza struck out the first 2 men he faced. Gave up a flare, gave up a single off the end of the bat, gave up an infield single. This is the only man who's really squared the ball up on him yet. And the breaking ball in on him, jumps out ahead.
He got a good pitch that time to hit. As you said, it did move a little bit in towards the hands and kind of tied him up.
Outfield plays him straight away. Deep in left, Michael Choice back a couple of steps. And those are changing speeds.
Back in his kitchen again that time.
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Liriano, the 3rd player in Padres history with a sac fly in his first career game. How about that for some numbers? The other 2, Joe Lansford and Tony Gwynn, which is no surprise.
Uh-oh.
That's strike 3. Outstanding change of speeds, but El Paso scratches first. Chihuahuas push across a run. We'll go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Chihuahuas. We're back in Round Rock, Texas. El Paso leading the Express 1-0, and we're pleased and proud to be joined in our booth by the president of the Pacific Coast League branch, Ricky III. Great to see you again. We talked with you last summer.
Out in Sacramento, I believe.
Sacramento,
it was,
but here we are. This is home for you,
nice.
Am I right?
It is. This is my backyard.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's wonderful. Wonderful place to live. I'm a relative newcomer to Texas. Been here about 4 years, but I've certainly fallen in love with it.
Why did you choose to live here? I was curious about that. Anywhere in the PCL at your beck and call?
This was a family decision.
Ah, that's kind.
We won't go into all the factors.
Understood.
It was wonderful.
I've got to ask you, though, your backyard took a lot of water.
We did.
And an incredible job done by the grounds crew here.
Well, the whole city of Round Rock and the state of Texas has had to rally, but they've done a magnificent job here to get the field in the first-class condition that it's in.
We had a chance to walk on the field today, and you're right, 5 inches of water, and then today it is perfect, as good as any surface I think I've seen in a long time.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
What a great evening out here.
Ed Lucas stands in for Round Rock.
It is beautiful. You know, we talk with the name Branch Ricky. It's just every time I see you, which is not very often because since I've been out of the game a while, but it just gives me goosebumps.
You're still in the game. You're still in the game. Let me tell you, both of you. You're the heart and soul of our game here.
Well, we love it, and we love the opportunity to come and promote what you guys are doing. We said earlier, Jason Lane. Here's minor league baseball. People think it's a young kid trying to make it back to the big league. You got a 38-year-old on the mound who's had a couple of stints in the big leagues, but loves it so much he's still out here.
It's a very special game, and here in minor league baseball, we revisit that every single day we're at the ballpark. The heritage of the United States just is so embedded in the game we play, and while a lot of people say you're sports business, and this is a very business-like atmosphere. We really combine the elements of the game of baseball with business as well as it can be done.
Well, on the business side of it, the people that work for all these ball clubs have to treat it as a business so the fans can have fun.
Well, that's the ultimate factor. All the business that goes on behind the scenes is simply to make it more enjoyable. When you come out to the ballpark, it's better organized. The concessions, the merchandising, the ticket takers and the ushers.
This is a relatively new ballpark, and it's just phenomenal, like so many now in minor league baseball. What do you think of this?
Well, this is extremely special. There aren't many franchises in minor league baseball that are attached to a Hall of Famer.
That's true. That would be Mr. Nolan Ryan.
And his name resonates throughout the state of Texas. I don't know if there are many individuals who would rank higher on a questionnaire that who's the most admired person in the state of Texas. So Nolan got into this knowing what he was doing, and with his sons and family, and they really set up. And I would mention Jay Miller, who has a long history in baseball too. they really got into this knowing what they were doing, and the proof of the pudding is just right what's in front of you.
It's spectacular. I said the scoreboard out there has a better picture than my television at home. So I kind of get got up, I like flashy things. And
It only gets one channel, though.
but I love
It's a good one. 1-2-3 inning for the Express. Can you hang around? We have a few more questions for you. We're talking with Branch Rickey the third. And we'll go to the third inning. It's El Paso 1, Round Rock nothing. Back in a minute. The on minor league game of the week. Back in Round Rock, where the Chihuahuas lead the Express 1-0. CBS Sports Network brings you more minor league baseball action presented by On Deck next Thursday at 8 Eastern with the Pacific Coast League showdown between the Athletics and Angels AAA affiliates, the Salt Lake Bees, and the Nashville Sounds, right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Dick Gabriel, Doug Flynn, we're visiting with Branch Rickey III, president.
Very pleased to see that you're going to Nashville.
We are indeed.
Because of the new ballpark.
Exactly. You were talking about this wonderful ballpark. We got a chance to see the new park last year in Charlotte. Nashville is, I believe, the newest. Yeah. But you've got a great facility that these Chihuahuas play in, too.
Our visiting team here, yes, had its debut year last year. We relocated that team out of Tucson, and they really surprised the heck, I think, not only out of everybody else in the league, but I think they surprised the city of El Paso. We play a 72-game schedule, and they had to play their first 4 games out of town because the ballpark wasn't quite ready.
First
initially.
24.
First 4.
Well,
we placed the first 4, so we played a 68-game home schedule in El Paso.
Oh, I see.
They sold out 47 of them.
Wow.
Which is just an extraordinary accomplishment. And the city of El Paso hasn't calmed down since. They're on a faster pace attendance-wise this year than they were last year.
Jake Gobert leading things off for El Paso, and another flare, and that is foul just by inches, as this may be the last inning for Mendoza. And then a cast of however many it takes to finish the game.
Sounded like it was going to be Johnny Holstaff tonight. Yeah, there were going to be a few guys getting a chance to throw. But
as long as they don't ring you up here in the booth.
Yeah, that's right.
It's good to go put on a uniform.
Yeah, but it's a TV game now, so who wouldn't want a chance to come on? And you call all the family and relatives and say, hey, we're going to be on television tonight.
And we heard the players were doing that last year as the word got out that these games were being done on Thursday nights, and they began to call mom and dad and whoever else and say, watch for me, which we liked.
Oh, it's just a special opportunity for so many of these AAA players, particularly those that may not get a chance to play in the major leagues.
Good point.
31 strikes now, and only 8 balls for Mendoza here with 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, we certainly have been treated like royalty since we walked in. Little Jill has taken us from the first time we stepped foot to wherever we wanted, and accommodated quite well by all the coaches. And it's really been every park we've been in that you've got, all the PCL parks, and have been wonderful. So thank you for that.
Well, I'd like to take credit, but that's the operators and the ownership of the individual respective clubs. In this particular case, I hate to tell you, you're being set up.
Happily so.
You're expected to go right out to the Salt Lick and buy dinner afterwards.
Mendoza actually loses Gobert, and now a runner at first with nobody out.
But you're in barbecue territory.
So. We discovered that last night.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
okay.
we did.
All
we
right.
did.
Yeah, we knew that coming down, though.
There's one thing Texans are not bashful about boasting on.
And they're always right.
There's some great barbecue in this state.
Did you make that adjustment when you moved here?
My waistline is showing that I have made the adjustment.
One of the things I really enjoy about minor league baseball and talking to some friends of mine who have worked in it for many, many years is the fact that they gather each year, and they talk about their business. They talk about business models, what works, what promotional ideas have caught on, and they borrow from each other. We had a lot of fun with this. You should try that. And it's just great how they share from ballpark to ballpark.
Well, there's great competition that goes on the field, and it's dynamite, first-class competition on the field. But behind the scenes with the staffs, we have both on the broader minor league level, inclusive of all minor leagues, we have conferences and seminars. But the PCL also does that separately itself. We bring together all of it because there are certain things that AAA does that are just a shade different than what is done at other classification levels. And we look forward to that every year, bringing in special speakers and presenters and getting our guys to share amongst themselves their better ideas and operating tactics.
Well, I'm a firm believer in that. When you're in A-ball, it gives you your first taste. As you move up the ladder, it should get a little better, and it should be a little more glamorous. And certainly, we've seen that over the years. I saw it years ago, but certainly have seen it since we've been doing these games.
The thing that we feel particularly proud about is while at AAA, a lot of people will say we have sort of just downsized major league ballparks. They're first class, they're modern, and we have so many wonderful stadiums. But there is, at the minor league level, because of the size of our stadiums, generally around 10,000 seats, there's a proximity to the field. There's a sense of participation in the game, hearing more of the game. I just think that everybody feels a little bit more involved
there you see
from wherever they're seated.
Not to interrupt you, but there you see the Round Rock bullpen coming to life as Mendoza has topped the 45 pitch mark, and as expected, Jose Monegro up and loosening. Let me ask you this, because your name clearly is linked to a wonderful part of baseball history, and you are a part of baseball present and history to come.
I heard it slipping into the conversation, and you've become history yourself.
Well, every year.
My partner takes up for me.
That's right. I tell people, no, he really did play. No, but how has the internet helped nurture minor league baseball?
Oh my goodness, I don't think I'm qualified to answer that.
I didn't ask you how it worked. I'm just saying. But obviously, information dissemination as the runner goes.
The connectivity that we have on all levels, it's just unimaginable. It's almost such that when you get to the ballpark and you have something in your head that, boy, I'm going to share this with these folks, you come through the door and you're already 2 facts behind. They dealt with that 2 hours ago, and now you're behind because you drove from your office to the ballpark, and you're just behind. And it's not just something written down on a piece of paper or mentioned by phone. It's live action. That they may have a video of it on their smartphone, or it's up on a screen at the ballpark, and that's another thing. The impact that flat screens, this new photography, this new replay that you see throughout our ballparks.
In the ballpark, yeah. It almost spoils you.
Not almost. Not almost.
All right, you got a little old school in you now.
Here we go.
I heard the other day that soon outfielders will not be wearing helmets, but watches that will, if their coaches are saying to them, move a little to the left, move a little to the right.
No. I go back. I'm older school than that.
I'm thinking, let's don't do that to our game.
I want to know if those watches will steal signals.
Yeah.
Brett Nicholas guns down Jake Gobert. They played hit and run, but then straight steal, and 1 out now, and you get a good look right here. Quick release.
Almost looked like a miss hit and run.
Whoa. You see those guys make that tag there. That time he sort of raised the glove a little bit. Boy, leave that little baby down there until that foot gets there, but you don't want to get spiked. But how that a little pop up down the left field side.
And that's going to do it.
Gentlemen, thank you so much
Mr.
for having
Rickey.
me on. Great to see you both, and great to have you in the Pacific Coast League again.
Thank you, pal. Good to see you.
Hope to see you again. We move along here in Round Rock for the on-deck minor league game of the week.
Oh, thanks.
Back in Round Rock, it's El Paso leading the home team 1-0. Dick Gabriel, Doug Flynn. Let's go downstairs to Lauren Gardner with a special multi-talented guest.
I guess that's the perfect way to describe him. One of the more popular faces here in El Paso, Cody Decker. Cody, 7th year professional baseball. all of which have been with San Diego. You've compiled 133 career home runs. How would you describe your journey up to this point?
Long and wrong. It's 144.
Carry the 5. Are you just making that up?
No, I have 11 home runs this year.
Oh, well, that's what the game notes said.
Game notes are wrong.
All right, well, you're multi-talented, obviously a long career, and I'm happy that you set me in my place. You might be stealing my job. You have today off. You're not playing in the game, but they put you to work. You were part of that first pitch ceremony, and it didn't look like it turned out very well for you. What happened out there?
You know, when Hacksaw Jim Duggan starts mouthing off just because he didn't like a first pitch, you know, that's not my problem. My job's just to catch back there and keep the peace. Started mouthing off to me, and the guy's got a 2x4, so clearly I felt threatened. So I basically grabbed him, let the pitcher take care of it, and next thing you know, I'm laid out on the ground. You can actually see where the back of my head hit the dirt, so that worked out really good for me. But then Hacksaw pinned me, which I didn't realize the referee was there. And at least I can say for the rest of my life, Hacksaw Jim Duggan pinned me, and no one else in this entire field could ever say that.
That literally left a mark. Now, you're also pretty creative. You're into making movies and whatnot. You were responsible for releasing the prank from last year, the epic prank. What happened there?
I had a teammate named Jeff Francoeur who, because he's very gullible and sweet and kind-hearted, we convinced him that one of our teammates was deaf for a month. And we just watched Jeff walk around the clubhouse, making a fool of himself, talking to him as if the guy was hearing impaired, walking up to him, great job, way to go. And we'd all just lose it laughing.
Was this your brainchild?
I can't really tell you that. Just, I'm heavily involved, and another person in this clubhouse, in this dugout right now, who's supposed to be running the game, was heavily involved.
Wow. You kind of named names right there.
No, I didn't.
All right, all right. Okay, so you told me that you actually have another movie that's about to debut. Do you want to use this opportunity to sell it to the rest of the fans watching at home?
Absolutely. We have a very strict dress code policy with this team. It's actually our only rule. We don't have, clearly we have no rules. So he violated dress code. His punishment was I got to dress him up for a week.
And who was this?
This was our video intern.
Poor guy.
No, he deserved it. And so I spent 7 days dressing him up in various costumes, and he had tasks he had to perform in wearing these costumes. Made a film about it, and it'll probably be released Monday or Tuesday on my YouTube channel, Anti-Hero Baseball.
Dink, I think we almost saw the reflection off of your tooth. All right, anything else you want to tell Mom and Dad at home before I leave this dugout, before you pull any pranks on me? I'm kind of afraid to be in here.
You should be. And no, they're probably watching. Hi. I mean, I talk to them every day. They come out a lot. It's good to see you, Mom, Dad. I can't see you. And that's it.
You really don't have a future in entertainment. Not at all.
I don't have a future that I'm aware of.
All right, guys, before this goes any further, I'm going to throw it back up to you.
Easily Lauren Gardner's most entertaining and yet challenging interview of all the games we've done.
Outstanding.
Cody Decker. Oh, my gosh. Watch for him on YouTube. He's already there, but I can't imagine what the next prank is going to be like. Big hop, and Brett Wallace cannot handle it. So now runners at first and second for Round Rock. You saw Brett Nicholas with the infield single. Great effort, by the way, on the infield single by Casey McElroy at second base. But so the bottom two hitters, 8 and 9, Nicholas and JT Wise, find their way on. And Round Rock has the tying run at second base with nobody out.
And they have ruled that a base hit.
Yep. Big hop just ate up Brett Wallace.
Yeah, kind of laid back on instead of coming to it. They very generous base hit, but when you're playing at home, that's what you're supposed to get.
Nice bunt by Strasburger, moves him up. Second and third now, 1 out. So Round Rock not afraid to play some small ball against El Paso.
You know, I've been watching a lot of big league games lately. That is the first time in probably a week I've seen somebody execute a successful sacrifice bunt.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding you. It was like 0 for 6 at one time with sac bunts. And, you know, it's good to see fundamentals are still being taught and being executed here in the minor leagues.
Now Tyler Pasternicki. He was the only man up until this inning who hit the ball out of the infield so far on Jason Lane, but being roughed up right now by the Express, and El Paso defensively in on the corners, and first baseman Tommy Medica well off the line at first base. McElroy pulled over closer to second base as well. And again, Rocky Gale with a good pickup.
Yeah, up the middle there'll be a double play depth. On the corners they'll be in. Ball's hit hard. They still may try to get it a double play.
Pastor Nicky, a native of Bradenton, Florida.
Or, excuse me, not a double play, but they'll be trying to keep the damage down to only one run. Here's a situation when you're a hitter and you look back and you see shortstop and second base basically giving you a ground ball. And you get that, you know you tie the game up. You don't have to do anything too special.
So the green light on 3-0 for Pastor Nicky, and he couldn't commit. Still a hitter's count. Here in the third inning, Round Rock, crowd coming alive here in Central Texas. We're not quite in the hill country, I'm told. It's a gorgeous part of America. Big pitch for Lane there.
Wow. Outside corner. Has that little sinker that he'll start on part of the plate and then run it away. That one just painted the black.
Pastor Nicky splitting time last year between Atlanta and AAA Gwinnett. That might get a run home. McElroy makes the grab. Sliding under the tag, Brett Nicholas, and it's a 1-1 game. Boy, what a play by McElroy.
He went a long way for that ball. I thought he might flip it to the outfielder who was coming in and let him try to make a little stronger throw. Good base running as well. You see the infielder going away from the home plate, and you tag up and score.
So we're knotted at 1. JT Wise forced to remain at second base, but still scoring position with 2 down for Wugned Odor. Struck out his last time up. McElroy, a busy night already. Odor, a Venezuelan native. Been part of last year in Frisco at the AA level, where he hit .279. Played 114 games in the bigs with the Rangers. 9 home runs last year, drove in 48 in the majors.
It was a big swing. Hitting third, obviously, for a reason. Been in the big leagues, you said, Dick, with some time and trying to get himself back there.
You mentioned the pregame work. We got to see him out and his workout close. He is a compact young man, 5'11", 190.
Yeah, he's put together.
Lane trying to work his way out with a lefty-lefty matchup. A run in, 2 out here in the third inning in Round Rock, Texas. Couldn't get him to chase. Now it's full. You know, we only get a chance to talk to Mr. Ricky for just a few minutes, but wouldn't you love to just time to a chair and ask him questions all night?
You bet. Well, just the name. You sit there and think of the history that goes back to it.
Absolutely. Tell us some stories and then just let him go.
Yep.
3-2.
Well, you're getting a chance just to see Lane and some of that veteran pitching that he can do right now.
The moxie.
Yeah, he doesn't give in. You know, he'll run that ball inside, doesn't throw too many fastballs down the middle of the plate, turns it over, then comes back with a breaking ball. Realizes he has a good hitter here, try to bust him in with a fastball that time.
Odor trying to add to the lead here in Round Rock. Runner at second, 2 down. Infield plays him to pull. Outfield the other way. Just misses the corner with a breaking pitch. And the inning alive with 2 out. Well, Lane sailed through those first 2 innings. 23 pitches in the first 2 innings combined. 23 in this inning alone. And we talked about history with Branch Rickey III. These Chihuahuas, as he pointed out, were in Tucson prior to going to El Paso, but they go all the way back to the early days, the earliest days of the PCL, back to 1903. They were the original Los Angeles Angels.
Wow.
And then started moving when Walter O'Malley bought the ball club in 1957 and eventually wind up in El Paso, Texas with a brand new ballpark. Jake Smolinski hammers it high and deep. Go back, look up, good night. That's a 3-run shot. And a 4-1 Round Rock lead.
Well, just what we said about this Round Rock team. They've been getting behind a little bit, but have found a way to come back and put runs on the board. That time, number 4 hitter gets him a ball up in the zone. That pitch is just right over the heart of the plate, and he doesn't miss it.
Home run number 3 on the season here in Round Rock for Smolinski. He had a homer with the Rangers earlier this year, and Ronswell Patrick making his way to the mound to have a chat with his suddenly struggling senior pitcher.
I'll tell you, this Round Rock team, too, when they play here at home, they are really tough. 12-4 on their own home turf. As we said, off to a very, very good year.
How big is that 2-out walk now to Odor? Kept the inning alive, gave Smolinski a chance for the big fly. 4-run third inning for Round Rock, which scored in only 1 inning last night, but put up 8 runs in 1 frame. 2 sacrifices. We were talking about executing. You had a sac fly, a sac bunt, plus a walk for Round Rock here in the 3rd as Ed Lucas stands in. Grounded to short his last time up.
It's amazing how those walks end up, especially in a situation like this, end up scoring. My good buddy Danny Graves listening tonight. Danny, a great relief pitcher with the Cincinnati Reds.
Absolutely.
I think he's still the all-time saves leader. Got some big lefty out there now, kind of challenging though. But outstanding person, good fellow. Glad he's listening in tonight.
Sharply hit, but right at Pena, and the Chihuahuas finally are out of the inning. But Round Rock takes the lead in a dramatic way with a big fly by Jake Smolinski. Express leading the Chihuahuas 4-1 with the on-deck minor league game of the week. Back in Round Rock, Texas, where Jose Monegro has taken to the mound for the Express, which was not a surprise. As we told you earlier, we expected to see a parade of pitchers for Round Rock, and we're joined now in the booth by the president of the Round Rock Express, Jay Miller. And first of all, thank you so much for having us. This has just been spectacular.
Oh man, we love it that you kicked off your 10-game stretch with us first, and the national coverage, we're getting calls. It's unbelievable.
I've got to start though by tipping a cap, if I were wearing one, to your grounds crew. This field is unbelievable, and we led off with the photos of just a swamp here. How did they get that done?
Well, we got a great drainage system in, for one thing, but these guys work round the clock. They've had to pull that tarp literally every game this homestand, on and off, and I thank you for singling them out. They've done a hell of a job.
Well, just walking on the field, it kind of, as an old infielder, it makes you want to get a glove out, because I said regardless of what has happened, it's still a great field. I mean, I'm very impressed. But you've been in the big leagues, you've been back at the minor leagues.
They're a little bit different, right?
A little bit different. You know, from a front office standpoint, I love working in the minor leagues because, as you touched on earlier, Doug, you get to pull the tarp, you get to do a little bit of everything.
Brett Wallace leading things off for El Paso.
But it's just so intimate, you know, with the fans, and that's the part I really like.
Well, that was my next question is, tell me a little bit about your philosophy and therefore the philosophy of your crew with regard to game night and the things you need to do to accomplish to make sure the fans have a great time.
Well, you know, the one thing is I tell them every day, you know, the day of game crew, that it's opening day for somebody. Somebody is in your park for the first time.
Great.
So treat every day like opening day, and customer service is something we're big on here. If you're a regular at our park, we're going to get to know your name and your family and everything else, and that keeps people coming back.
And they have been that way. As a matter of fact, I have a buddy, he happens to have a Cincinnati Reds hat on down there tonight.
Okay.
So he might be a little confused, but he is a season ticket holder here, loves this ballpark, was bragging about it even at the Reds fantasy camp. And
That's awesome.
We walked in the gate, you all treated us wonderful. Little Jill has been a wonderful guide for us today.
Oh, she's big league. I'm going to lose her to the big leagues, I'm sure of it.
Tell me a little bit about this part of the country. And clearly it's baseball country based on another great crowd. You've had great attendance here. And I know Nolan Ryan has a lot to do with it, the name. But he wanted, I was reading up, and he wanted everything to be done with class.
Yeah, and that's how, I mean, you probably hit against him, but that's how Nolan, that's how.
You want to rephrase that?
You got the bat against him?
Yes, I did.
Okay. But that's Nolan. That's the whole family. If you're going to do it right. And, you know, we got a swimming pool. We got a kids' play area. You know, you don't have to be a baseball fan to come out here and have a good time.
Tell the truth. Do you get in the pool much?
I do.
Attaboy.
I do. And the players love it, you know, especially once summer gets here and they get a workout in on the field, batting practice, jump in the pool, and cool off.
Wow. Good look at Nolan Ryan on opening day, the Round Rock Express inaugural season. And I don't know if you were here at that.
I was.
Okay.
Well,
how exciting was that?
It was unbelievable. We had, you know, standing room only and great crowd. We hit a home run to win the game. That whole first year was just magical. We won the Texas League that year.
Sure did.
And ended with a crowd of 11,000 for a playoff game. As you know, playoff games are tough to draw for.
Yeah.
And fireworks, it was just, you know, we kidded about, we wish we could have froze that moment in time.
You know, I know Nolan, when he pitched, he had a work ethic that was topped by very few. I mean, he was tireless and kept himself in great shape, and obviously that's why he threw so long and so hard. Did he bring that flavor over here when he wanted to get this ballpark?
Yes, and you know, Reed is really the founder, and Reed Ryan is who went to his dad and said, hey, this is what I would like to do. And it was Reed's dream, and Nolan and, you know, just said, hey, let's go with it. And Don Sanders, who's another majority partner, and between Don Sanders and Nolan and Reed, it was really those three guys.
Well, they have done a wonderful job. This is fabulous.
Well, thank you.
Nice stop. Odor. Great way to end an inning. Thank you so much. Your second baseman.
My pleasure.
Took you out in a big way.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys being here.
Thank you.
Jay Miller, president of the Round Rock Express. Back in a minute. The On Deck Game of the Week. Back in Round Rock, Texas, where the Express leads the El Paso Chihuahuas 4-1. Dick Gabriel, Doug Flynn. Great night, as we said, for baseball, and boy, just the fact that they're playing baseball here outside of Austin is incredible, given all the rain that we've had here in Texas today and over the last several days. Downstairs to Lauren, who's going to tell us about the efforts to help the people affected by all the flooding. Lauren.
Well, guys, you know, earlier in the broadcast, we talked about the impact of the rain here at the stadium at Dell Diamond Ballpark and how parts of the outfield were under nearly 3.5 feet of water, and that really puts it into perspective for what this Austin area experienced. And Monday night's flooded resulted in several deaths, some families being misplaced, and of course some missing persons. So the Round Rock Express had partnered up with United Way, and they decided to take donations out in front of the ballpark, in front of the home plate entrance, in exchange for 2 tickets to any game of their choice. And guys, when I was walking in earlier tonight, I saw a lot of people arriving with diapers, baby wipes, bottled water, and of course gift cards. That's something that can really help some of the flood victims. So if you're at home and you're watching and you're interested in helping any of the flood victims, log on to United Way and go ahead and help some of these people out.
Thanks, Lauren. And yeah, the locals really pulling together. We've had a chance to read about it here locally and watch the local news over the last 2 days, and just the damage incredible, but the way people have pulled together as well to help their neighbors has just been phenomenal. But you know, the topography down here just doesn't really lend itself to it. Really very few places do, of course, but to the amount of rain they got, and Lauren was given the numbers, especially, you know, here in the ballpark, just over 4 hours, 6.5 inches of rain, 6.5, yeah, and it was just unbelievable as Tomas Tellez sends an 0-2 pitch into center field. So they've had a lot to deal with.
You know, and I'm proud of baseball too, because many times in a community where there's been some kind of tragedy, baseball has found a way to step up, whether it be through a giving program or an entertainment, just to have people to come out and get their mind off of it. So
there you see one of the fans showing their support as Michael Choi steps up, grounded out to short back in the 2nd inning, back when it was a 1-0 Chihuahuas lead. And now Round Rock on top 4-1. If you just joined us, 3-run homer by Jake Smolinski broke the tie in the 3rd inning. Jason Lane still on the bump for El Paso. The converted outfielder was a good solid hitter with the Astros, but as Doug mentioned earlier, his career began to wane a little bit and needed a different way to stay in the game. And in fact, he was in independent baseball in Sugar Land, team outside of Houston, a couple of years ago when El Paso was looking for pitchers, reached out, signed him, and he's kept it going. Foul ground from Medica, now hooks back in. Winge pushed it.
you know, I have the question often about what is independent baseball, and that's very equivalent to minor league baseball, except you're not affiliated many times with an organization. So you'll have a community that wants to give some college kids and some better ball players a chance to play and form a ball club. Matter of fact, Tom Browning at one time was managing, and there's a couple other guys that are former big leaguers. Darrell Evans, we're managing a couple of independent teams.
You see former major leaguers such as Jason Lane playing in those independent teams. Oftentimes the big league clubs just don't have enough room on the minor league teams because of the young talent they're bringing up trying to develop. Brett Nicholas, base hit, scored a run, led off that eventful third inning with an infield single. Came around on a sac fly that tied the game. Goes the other way with it. Base hit number 2 on the evening for the Round Rock catcher.
Boy, that's textbook right there. Got a left-hander throwing, he will bust you inside and try to get you off the place and come back with a pitch on the outside. You don't try to pull it. That's a nasty pitch too, down the way, and he just takes it the opposite field.
And now JT Wise, he singled and scored a run in the third. Came around on the home run. Wise at first base tonight, also a catcher on the roster for Round Rock. 6 feet 210 from Orlando, Florida. 38 games last year in Frisco. Spent 1 game with the Express. Batting an even 200, playing just his 4th game tonight. 1 for 5 on the, for him, young season. Another flare, but this one's deep enough, and Liriano collects. 2 out. So Wise trying to do the same thing that Nicholas did and go the other way with it. Now top of the order, Ryan Strasburger laid down a good sack bunt in the 3rd inning that started to put some of the pressure on Jason Lane. Lane almost wriggled out of trouble. And the roof fell in on him a little bit. Pulls the string on Strasburger. His out pitch is his changeup. Seems like you don't hear about too many guys who rely on the changeup much anymore. Everybody's throwing sliders and cutters.
Well, it's there. It's obviously a difficult pitch to throw sometimes for some people, but you look at a lot of the pitchers that are really at the top of their game, and they're a 2-pitch, maybe 3, but 2 that are good. It's usually a fastball and either a changeup or a slider. I would have to, you know, a changeup to me would be tougher because it's the same exact arm action that you get with a fastball.
In theory, yeah.
In theory.
That's what makes it so brutal. Mario Soto from your Cincinnati Reds, that's all he needed. He had a good fastball. His change made it great. 1-2 pitch. Strasburger stays alive.
Guys like Gary Nolan that I played with years ago had one, threw hard, and then had a good changeup. They tried to get him to throw a curveball, but he was basically a 2-pitch pitcher.
Lane handled the Express first time through the lineup. Round Rock 3 for 9, second time through the lineup, 3 for 6 with a walk and a couple of sacrifices. Pitch number 70 on the way. Runner goes. And because he was on the move, Talise will score easily and make it a 5-1 game. Lane lost track of him at second base, had a great jump for third, and then had to jump to keep from getting hit by the ball. He would have been out. An RBI single for Strasburger.
You may be a little surprised seeing him going, but he felt like he had a good jump. Might have been picking up the pitches. And you see him do a good job of avoiding the ball that was coming right at him. That would have been a tough luck right there. It'd been a base hit for the hitter, but you'd been an out, you wouldn't have scored a run.
So now Tyler Pasternicki, 1 for 1 officially. A single, drove in a run with a sac fly in the 3rd. It was a sac pop-up technically, as Casey McElroy with his back to the plate made a terrific grab of the man at 3rd and just missed throwing him out at the plate. 5-1 lead now for the Express. Somewhere the aforementioned Nolan Ryan is smiling. Well, there's a guy who blossomed later in his career, walked a lot of folks early, and let's face it, wasn't playing with the greatest of teams.
When you look at the pitching staff, though, at one time that the Mets had.
Oh, my gosh. Rico Noel tracking the drive to center field and casually hauls it in. And that'll do it for Round Rock, but the Express pushes across another run. And as we go to the 5th, it's Round Rock 5, El Paso 1. You're watching the Minor League National Game of the Week, brought to you by On Deck. Back in a minute. Back in Round Rock, Dick Gabriel, Doug Flynn. It's the Express 5, the Chihuahuas of El Paso 1. And if you thought the interview with Cody Decker was a challenge for Lauren Gardner, wait till you get a load of this. Lauren.
Well, I found the guys that beat him up before the game. I wanted to thank them. Jeff, these are your guys. These are your henchmen.
I didn't do it. Corey deserves every bit of it. Right, Jim? Corey deserves it.
Well, excuse me. The first thing I got to do, young ladies, is go, ho! Kind of fires me up, you know. Gets everybody ready to go.
The legendary ho! I think you got everybody going here.
Well, everybody's excited about the baseball game. Of course, everybody's excited about Global Force Wrestling coming in September. I'm excited to be here. Let's go again, guys. Ho! I don't think you were hoeing, young lady.
Jim Duggan. Okay, I'll do. That one was too easy. Let's talk about Global Force Wrestling for a minute here, Jeff. We're going to keep you at bay just for 1 second. All right, where can we find you guys?
GlobalForceWrestling.com if you would get all the information. But we literally are launching the GFW Grand Slam Tour, and we're going to be touring all over the country starting June 12th in Jackson, Tennessee. We're going to be making a stop right here September 27th. We're going Richmond, Harrisburg, Erie. I'm going to forget some. Jackson, Mississippi, Jackson, Tennessee, Knoxville, a run through Iowa. We've got a bunch of stops, but the easiest thing is to go to GlobalForceWrestling.com. Lance is going to be on several of the shows. We've got an incredible lineup.
He's big and scary.
He's not scary. He's big, though. No, but we're really happy that we've partnered with so many minor league baseball teams, and we're coming out, going to set the ring right up on home plate, and going to have a great night of action. Jim's going to be at several of the shows. We've got a legend. We're going to have VIP access, autographs. Come on out. Very, very fan-friendly, fan interactive.
I'm excited to go take a look. I might have to come to a show, a fight. What do we call it?
Matches.
A match. Okay, a match. Well, I know it's not like Olympic wrestling, so it's more entertainment, right?
Well, you know what? It's hard hitting. When you see our brand of wrestling, it's going to be extremely intense, extremely athletic. That's one of the reasons we picked it out to come to a sporting event, a sporting stadium, and like I said, set the ring up right on home plate. Look at all the fans out here tonight. It's a great night of family entertainment and very affordable. All of our Grand Slam shows, our tickets start as low as $10, and so very affordable.
That's very affordable, family friendly.
Jim, what do you say about tickets?
Family friendly. Did you say tickets were only $10? That means we got to go. That's pretty good.
That's impressive, Hacksaw.
Starting to fire up, kid.
Okay, you're a legend. I think, what if I have some aspirations of becoming a female wrestler? Can you help me with my trash talk?
Showing my best move.
Oh boy, I don't think that's for television, Hacksaw.
I tell you, it's a very competitive business. I love when folks go, well, you wrestlers are all good friends, aren't you? I said, yeah, we all compete for the same money. We're real good friends.
He's shaking his head over there. After you get paid. All right, guys, well, we'll have to check it out. Thank you so much for your time and for beating up Cody Decker from...
Kid, do it with me, honey.
It's way too much fun up here, guys.
Wow.
Oh, I love it.
Another Class A interview here in Round Rock. Lauren has been up to the challenge each time. Lauren Gardner with Jeff Jarrett and Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and I've gone blank now on the third wrestler.
Well,
you didn't let him talk. It's Harpo Marx.
No, that was good. You know, what's so funny is I am a wrestling fan.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I happened to have the opportunity to play with one of the greatest, Randy Macho Man Savage.
Oh, what a good guy.
Came up with the Cardinal organization over to the Cincinnati Reds back in 1972. We became dear friends. Of course, he became a legend in the sport.
Reimer Liriano trying to get something started here in the top of the fifth inning for El Paso. Base hit, caught looking. El Paso first time through 4 for 9, but since then 0 for 8 with a walk. So the Chihuahuas aggressive early, putting men on base, but silenced over the last 2+ innings. That was a big belt. I wanted to see Lauren try that belt on.
Yeah, it was.
She probably would have used some lame excuse. Well, it didn't match my shoes or something like that, but that would have been cool.
You know, they have a lot. The lady wrestlers, they have their own
she
stuff,
could
man.
compete.
They could do that.
Okay, by the time we're off the air, we'll come up with a nickname for Lauren.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
She'll have to approve it, of course.
You guys can incorporate the word ginger and vitus.
We have your
gingivitis.
We have your permission to do that.
Absolutely.
All right.
Hacksaw's going to teach me a couple of moves. I'll be good to go.
And you know what better nickname than Hacksaw?
Oh, it's awesome. He really is a legend. Jeff too. They've both been in the business for a long time, and they're outstanding.
They're professionals. They put on a show. I will say, though, it was pretty intimidating. Big sandwich in between those guys.
You mentioned Olympic wrestling. They don't get to use 2x4s in the Olympics.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's approved.
Not yet. Not yet.
Maybe one day. A girl can dream.
Jose Monegro on the bump for the Express. Our truck's having a great time with this Lauren wrestling business. 3-2.
You know, good pitch, strike three.
Smoke. Pure smoke. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across for the Chihuahuas in the 5th inning. We'll go to the bottom of the frame with Round Rock leading at 5-1, the on-deck minor league game of the week. Kids of all ages enjoying the action here in Round Rock, where the Express leads the El Paso Chihuahuas 5-1. Take a look at some of the action and the news from around minor league baseball this past week, including a phenomenal starter, Blake Snell of the Montgomery Biscuits. What a great name. 6-0 with a 0.17 ERA in 9 starts this year. 46 consecutive scoreless innings. That streak was snapped this past Saturday. Pretty incredible. Doug talked about the attempts to pick up the pace in minor league baseball. AA and AAA using a pace clock here in 2015, and the 5 leagues using them average just under 11 minutes faster than back in 2014. I'll have a few more for you here in just a moment as Rugned Odor stands in for Round Rock. Odor walked ahead of the home run by Jake Smolinski his last time up. And it was his first base hit of the night. Leadoff man reaches again for Round Rock. Express has managed to do that in each of the last 3 innings. Going to go back in time. They did so in Birmingham. The Barons played host to the Jacksonville Suns at America's oldest in-use stadium, Rick Wood Field. 20th annual Rick Wood Classic. They wore replica flannel jerseys from 1948. The umps wore bow ties. Reporters had top hats. Front office employees with suspenders. Fans from 18 different states buying tickets for the game in Birmingham. That's a great slice of history. And of course, you can vote for your favorite players for the AAA All-Star Game through online voting. That'll be held in Werner Park in Omaha, Nebraska, July 15th. We got to see that incredible ballpark last season. Just spectacular. You can vote online from May 29th to June 26th. Smolinski with his second base hit of the night. Follows up on the 3-run homer with a base hit. First 2 men reach now. They're roughing up Jason Lane again. MILB.com or any of the 30 AAA team websites. And also go through your mobile device tablet through the MILB First Pitch app. Get the latest news, stats, scores, schedules, and video highlights from every minor league team at MILB.com, the official website of minor league baseball. Miro Pena with a word for umpire Billy Cunha. And now the umpires are going to have to get together for some reason. Let's go down to, let's see if we can figure out what this is all about. All right, downstairs to Lauren on another matter. Lauren?
Well, guys, El Paso starter Jason Lane is at over 70 pitches here tonight. And, you know, we discussed our conversation with Bronzewell Patrick, the pitching coach for El Paso, before tonight's game, and he was raving about Lane's feel for the game and his baseball IQ, especially having played as a position player for so long and how he can read situations with runners on. And when I asked Bronzewell what his pitch limit would be, he kind of laughed, looked at the ground and said, his pitch limit is when he tells me he's tired, so don't expect him to be leaving the game anytime soon.
I love that. Got a veteran showing him a little respect. He knows when he's tired.
Well, Ed Lucas will try to make it a more complicated inning. We have no idea what the umpires were discussing at the behest of Ramiro Pena. But as they all came back to their respective positions, they were all looking at something behind home plate. I don't know if it was Doug Flynn, but
you know, there's some white signs there, and I don't know if they've got anything as far as guys couldn't see the ball coming out of off the plate. But
well, they had Odor leaning, but Lane had not committed to throwing to second. A run for El Paso in the first inning, 4 for the Express in the third and a run in the fourth, and threatening again here with nobody out in the bottom of the fifth. Lucas, a .331 average through 45 games now. A home run, he's driven in 22, but 0 for 2 tonight.
We talked about that wonderful hitting streak he's going through. He just looks solid at the plate, doesn't he, Dick?
Yep. Liriano tracking, tagging Odor. Look at the throw. Off the mark, though. Runners at the corners now with one out. Boy, Liriano really cut it loose.
Yeah, he showed a really good arm that time. A little bit off the mark, but a strong arm.
Now Lucas swinging the hottest bat in the El Paso lineup over these last 3 or 4 weeks, but one of 2 Chihuahuas without a base hit so far. So now 1 out, double play gets El Paso out of the inning, and Tomas Talis will try to ring up his second base hit of the night.
Good aggressive base running that time by Odor. When you got a lead like this, you could play a little bit more aggressively.
Liriano off the mark by 4 or 5 feet. Would have been interesting at third. Could be 2. Pretty well done. Pena to McElroy to Medica, and Round Rock is out of the inning. Stranding 2. Back for the 6th in just a few with the on deck minor league game of the week. Back in Round Rock, Dick Gabriel, Doug Flynn, Lauren Gardner. The Express leading the Chihuahuas 5-1. Joined in the booth by Casey Candell, former big leaguer. Welcome. I got 2 infielders now with me.
This would be a pretty good combination right here. I'm just telling you.
Probably would be.
That's right.
And tell everybody what you're up to. We saw you working before the game.
About field coordinator now for the Rangers. But today I was working with Rougned Odor and some second base play, and basically I was telling Doug I was trying not to screw him up anymore. So.
Yeah, I saw what you were doing a little bit on turning the double play and release and all that stuff. What were you really working with him about?
Just his kind of his hand position. He kind of brings his hand out and folds it over, trying to get some whip at his throw and get a strong throw and kind of shorten up his stride.
Yep.
Obviously, everywhere we go, he's spying on the middle infielders, as you might expect. What are the things that you find you have to work with when you come to young guys? Is it always the same thing over and over, no matter where you go? Or
no, a lot of fundamental, positioning and making sure they know where their feet are, and kind of getting them in the right position to field the ball correctly. A lot of guys just go on basic talent and don't know really the fundamentals, and you got to get them. They start so young playing. You kind of retrain them sometimes to get in the right position to field.
Let me ask you a defensive question. I'm a stickler kind of for some things because obviously I wasn't going to make any money with my bat, so I had to learn to catch it a little bit. I see a lot of guys covering second base on a steal. A lot of different ways now. Do you have one way that you're teaching your infielders?
We straddle the bag, and then if the ball is
hallelujah.
Always if the ball just because if you catch it and take it back to tag the guy, it takes a lot longer than waiting for the ball and taking it down.
Let it travel.
Yeah. I agree, but don't you see so many guys today are all taking it in the front?
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of catchers get guys thrown out. They get that taken away because of where they're getting the ball. So.
Yep.
Tell everybody about your career, where you were, and how long. I know that Doug was leaving just as you were arriving in the big, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I was was with Montreal, started out there, and ended up was fortunate enough to play 18 years. I fooled them.
Wow.
I just played with Montreal in the big leagues and Houston for a while, and then Cleveland at the end. But
he played the game the right way, though.
Yeah, I loved playing hard, and I knew that was the way I was going to have to play it to be successful. So,
How did you enjoy Canada? Because I had a little 4-year stint up there, a little different than playing in the States.
Yeah, it was great, but I knew I could ride the subway home at 2 in the morning and nothing was wrong. That was kind of cool. So, not that I was out at 2 in the morning very often, but
Pick
you know,
up
it
any
was very
French?
safe.
Learn any French when you
Well,
were there?
I actually stayed a winter there one time, and you know, they had me take a French class, and I went the first day, and she said, "Okay, I want you to do chapter 1, 2, and 3 of homework." And I said, "Oh, I can't do any homework." So that was the end. That was the extent of my French.
Did you know I'm a ball player?
Yeah, well, yeah, I wasn't into the homework anymore. I didn't do a real good job in college with it either. So,
you know, there's a lot of father-son combinations. There's a mother-son professional ball player. Your mom was a part of that team that was featured in the movie
The League of Their
Own,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, my brother did a documentary on the movie. Kelly, and then he wrote a storyline to the movie, and they purchased it, did the movie, so it was really good.
Outstanding.
And my mother was a better player than I was, so it was kind of cool.
We're talking with Casey Candell. We're going to get him to critique this attempt at a double play successfully done by your Round Rock Express. What'd you think there, Pro?
Well, that was perfect instruction by me. That's all because of me that they turned that double play.
You know,
it probably wouldn't have been turned if we didn't work on it.
That's textbook right there.
That was perfect.
Well, you notice that second baseman, even though he turned to second, he kept his body down and low, and it was just
very important to stay in your legs, and you know, he's a real good player though.
Tommy Medica will try to extend the inning now for El Paso, the Chihuahuas. I got to throw it in on a League of Their Own. My sister-in-law helped build the sets.
Oh, cool.
So, you know,
That's
small
awesome.
world.
That is great.
It's just a small world.
Yeah, that is so neat.
We always talk about that movie she did with Madonna.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, that was my mom. She played, and I asked her who she was like, and she said, "Well, probably the Madonna character." I go, "That's all the way May, Mom. Come on." I said, "Don't tell me that."
At least she admitted. She fessed up. What do the Rangers like to work for, that organization?
Great. You know, they've treated me tremendous. You know, a lot of free reign to do the things that you know, I feel are important, and you know, basically stressing the fundamentals of the game, getting our players prepared to play in the big leagues. So I mean, they've been great.
This kid at second not going to be here long, is he?
He should not be. He's a real good player. I mean, you think about it, he's spent a year at the big leagues, almost a year at the big leagues at 20 years old. He's 21, and you know, it's like a lot of players. You know, they go back and they go through little struggles in their second year, and he'll work through those. He's got a lot of talent, and he's a gamer. He's a big time, plays hard.
What do these young guys say to you when they find out you were 18 years in the bigs?
Well, you know, I was 18 years in professional baseball, but yeah, but you know,
were you 9 in the big leagues or so?
Yeah, like
That's
9 years.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. But I think they really, you know, they respect that, but also they really want to know what you can teach them. So I mean, that's the most important part. Can you help me? And I think, you know, they respect that you play the game.
They listen.
And they listen. And so you know, we have a great group of kids, some really good young players, and this team right here is a great chemistry, and they play the game the right way. So, I mean, that's really good to see, to go into the different affiliates and see our guys playing hard and playing the game the way it should be played.
You know, you laid a sacrifice button down a few minutes ago, and I said I've watched Major League Baseball for the last week. That may be the first successful sack I've seen.
Yeah, right. It's a lot of work on it. They just forgot how to do it, I guess.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys. I
All
appreciate
right.
it,
Best of
man.
luck, Casey.
All right.
Good to see you.
Candell, part of the Rangers roving instructing staff. 5-1 Round Rock on deck, minor league game of the week. $5-1 Round Rock leading El Paso here just outside of Austin, Texas. Next week in the On Deck Minor League Baseball game of the week, we visit Nashville's brand new First Tennessee Park as the Sounds play host to the Salt Lake Bees. June 4th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Hot-hitting slugger Jason Pridey leads the Sounds in average hits, runs, games played. He's batting nearly 400 over the last couple of weeks. Bees led by slugging third baseman Kyle Kubica tops in the PCL in doubles. Kubica rated the 7th best prospect in the Angels organization. It's the Salt Lake Bees and the Nashville Sound next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Dick Gabriel, Doug Flynn, Lauren Gardner, glad to have you along our inaugural On Deck Minor League Game of the Week.
She escaped the wrestlers.
She did. Lauren just popped her head in the booth. Now she's going to go try to find something interesting to eat here in this ballpark. There's got to be something. There always is.
My bet is she will find it.
Always does.
But let's hope that she shares it as well.
Well, she usually does, I will say that. Michael Choi steps up with a .210 average, 0 for 2 tonight, playing in game number 42 on the season, a ground ball and a pop fly. One of the few Express players who has not been on base tonight. He and Ed Lucas both looking for their first base hits. 9 base knocks already for Round Rock. Chihuahuas jumped out to the 1-0 lead. Express answered with 4 in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th. Great crowd on hand tonight here at Dell Diamond. Hard to get an exact look because so many fans are out on the concourse or enjoying the pool or the basketball courts, or just sitting on the berm taking in the action. McElroy and Medica talk about it. McElroy, 1 out. Now Brett Nicholas, good night, going 2 for 2, scored a run back in the 3rd inning. Stranded in the 4th when Round Rock threatened to break this thing open, but left a couple of men on base. Nicholas batting .259, 3 homers, playing in his 28th game this year. Boy, McElroy just missing the pickup, and Nicholas is 3 for 3. Having that kind of night.
I tell you what McElroy looked like he was doing that time was maybe going to try to flip the ball to the shortstop. Because I don't think he was going to have a play if he caught it. You see him go down. Up. No, he wasn't either. He just couldn't get to the ball. Great work once again by our camera guys.
First 3-hit game of the year for Nicholas. JT Wise 1 for 2, a single, scored a run back in the 3rd inning. Scored ahead of the big home run by Jake Smolinski. Jason Lane still on the hill for El Paso. In case you're wondering why, well, there's a long stretch of games coming up. The Chihuahuas need to space out some innings. Pitch number 90 is driven high into the sky in left field. That's Jake Gober squeezing. And there are 2 out. Now the top of the order, Ryan Strasburger. Six feet 180 from Osceola, Indiana. Split time last year between Frisco and Round Rock. Playing majority of the games, 88 games here. Where he batted .258. Runner goes, an incredibly good jump. Rocky Gale tried to minimize the damage by throwing from his knees, but boy, Jason Lane just didn't do a whole lot to hold him.
No, and then you see a catcher you're probably not expecting him to go, and looked like a pretty good throw, but he did get a good jump. Just gets that hand in there on the bag.
We were just talking to Casey Candell about trying to drop the tag on runners. He didn't really have the opportunity, did McElroy. Throw on the just to the shortstop side of the bag, but I'll tell you what, that was an impressive throw by Gale. First steal of the night for Round Rock. Strasburger deep in the hole, 0-2. Lane kind of a deliberate move to the plate as well. Although again, talking to Bronswell Patrick, pitching coach for El Paso, he tells us Lane usually does a great job holding runners. Schlossberger tries to go the other way. There's McElroy. And Round Rock strands a runner. And we'll go to the 7th inning. 5-1. The Express leads it here on the On Deck Minor League Game of the Week. Back in Round Rock, where El Paso trails 5-1, and we are being inundated with food up here in the booth. Not complaining at all.
Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
This is your kind of, no, they're hot dogs. You go.
Well, we've got.
I'll eat yours.
We've got the Nolan Ryan beef hot dog. That's called the Maryland. Unbelievable. Hot dog, neon nuclear relish, red jalapenos and cheese. I think it's that. The Nolan Ryan beef hot dog called the James Dean with blue cheese slaw and Frank's Red Hot right there.
What do you think?
And then you've got the Fender, which is the Nolan Ryan beef dog, Texas chili, cheese, diced onions, and sour cream. And you're not complaining about it.
It's to die for.
All right, now here, pass that over here. This is what I think is fascinating. This is the grilled cheese hot dog, a Nolan Ryan beef hot dog wrapped in a warm grilled cheese sandwich.
Wow.
That'll work. We also have the black and blue burger, the Aloha burger.
This is a tough gig.
Taco flight, 2 tacos, one with pork, one with chicken, with romaine, cilantro, lime, vinaigrette, and shredded cheese. They're forcing us to eat it.
Yes, they are. Hey,
we said Lauren was out. Yes, we do.
Might kick him into the game. You can see his stats there on the screen.
We said Lauren was out looking for food, and the food came to us, so we'll have to find out what she was able to come up with here in a minute.
You're welcome.
You're
welcome. I actually did you one better. I tracked down the chef, Ed Ebert, and I sent him your way.
Excellent.
My stomach is growling. I'm not hungry at all. Don't feel guilty.
We were talking about the evolution of El Paso and the fact that the Nolan Ryan group, led by Reese Ryan, moved this team here to Round Rock. It actually began with the purchase of the Edmonton Trappers, the PCL team, back in '03. Big swing by Brett Wallace. And the Express group wanted to maintain affiliation with the Astros at Round Rock. So long story short, they basically swapped affiliations. The Trappers moved to New Orleans and became the Zephyrs. Then of course, the Expos then moved to Washington. The Trappers were affiliated with Montreal as Kicking racks up his first strikeout. So suddenly it wasn't the Trappers feeding into the Montreal Expos, it was the New Orleans Zephyrs feeding in to the Washington Nationals. That's where the Expos wound up, of course. Double-A team moved to Corpus Christi. Round Rock became Triple-A, and here we all are. There's going to be a quiz later. Now Ramiro Pena. Yes.
I was just looking at the coaching positions, and at third base for El Paso, longtime big leaguer and a friend, Jody Davis, had a great career as a Cubs catcher and went on.
Yep.
Played a lot of years in the big leagues.
All-Star, Gold Glover.
Yeah.
Ramiro Pena trying to find his way on. 0 for 2, a strikeout, a pop fly. Seventh innings are big here in Round Rock. The Express 27-0 when leading after 7. Defense has been big for Round Rock tonight.
You see right here, good job of getting El Paso runner on a steal. Another great play by Odor at second base. Here to turn the double play, gives a perfect throw to the shortstop who comes across the bag. And certainly they've swung the bats pretty good with the one big home run blow, but their defense has been solid.
Well, we talked about the big throw by Gale. That was a great throw by Brett Nicholas. Mike McCoy now stands in. He'll bat in place of Casey McElroy. There you see his numbers. Righty-lefty combo. They're trying to make something happen. Lauren Gardner has joined us here in the booth. We owe you one there.
Yeah,
Coach.
I said you're welcome.
Absolutely.
It's nice up here.
Oh, we're on the air?
How's she living?
You better get started on some of this.
I heard there was food.
Well, you set it up
I'm
here.
like a moth to a flame. What's going on over here?
Well, I was looking at my scorebook, and I couldn't tell if it was an RBI or some ketchup. So,
I mean, there is a game taking place down there. But the food, that's what this experience is all
I'm
about.
telling
It's
you.
about indulging the senses. And I can always sniff out some of the best ballpark food.
You absolutely
These
can.
nachos, are you kidding me?
oh, you've done well, girl.
Unbelievable.
That was one of the great parts of our trips around the country last year, was finding the various indigenous concessions. And boy, everybody was proud of their ballpark food, and everybody had something that was unique to their ballpark. That's a shot by McCoy into the corner. He gets the job done as a pinch hitter. They're going to hold the runner at third, but Mike McCoy comes through the one-out double here in the top of the 7th inning, and El Paso has come back to life. Turned on that ball.
Yeah, it looked like he got an off-speed pitch of some way. I don't know, or maybe just a high pass ball. Boy, he just laced it down the left field line.
So now Pena at third base, McCoy at second, and Rocky Gale will stand in. A comebacker, or rather he grounded to first his last time up. Singled back in the 2nd inning. Now a mound visit for Round Rock.
It's like Brad Holman, pitching coach, coming out.
Has a brother who played in the big leagues. You guys had a chance to visit a little bit with Brad earlier this afternoon. Just talked about trying to keep everybody straight, make sure the innings are where they need to be, and a lot of movement on this team, guys going up, going down.
Yeah, they have been. The big league club has been taking quite a few of their players, so he said we may get an opportunity to see several of their pitchers tonight. And sure enough, we already have another one warming up.
Luke Jackson, one of the more heavily used relievers for Round Rock.
Well, you know, you get a game like this and you've got a lead, so you don't want to take a chance on squandering it in any way. So even though you're going to use a lot of pitchers, you're still going to be throwing somebody who can come in and get the job done.
You might think 5-1 sounds comfortable, but how quickly did things turn around? It looked like El Paso had the momentum early, and then one big swing by Smolinski, and Round Rock had a comfortable lead.
Well, last night, 2-0 lead by El Paso.
Yep.
And the next thing you know, they're down 8-2.
It was a pitcher's duel to the last couple of innings. Gale with a good cut at a 2-0 pitch. You know, we've talked a lot about the pitching coaches, but not much about the managers. Jason Wood for Round Rock. Pat Murphy for El Paso, the outstanding college coach at Notre Dame and Arizona State, moved into the pro ranks. Easy play for Kickham. And there are 2 outs. That's a big out, obviously, for Round Rock.
Yeah, a chance there just to put the ball on the ground to shortstop for a second and get a run in, but jams him with a fastball, comes right back to him.
But yeah, Lauren did good. There's no question.
We need to
about
share
it.
this with all of our staff.
Oh, our crew is here. They're eyeing it. I can tell.
And I got one of them's dribbling on my shirt here, so I better give him a cheeseburger.
Mark is kind of locked the camera down. I think he's staring at the food. So
he's got a look that we didn't see when we were first shooting the opening. You can have your choice, Mark. Whatever you want, buddy.
Rico Noel, number 9 hitter. 1 for 2. Drove in the first run of the game, the only run for El Paso back in the 2nd inning with an infield single. Francisco Mendoza struck out the side in the second, but El Paso strung together 3 consecutive base hits to get on the board. Perhaps with that ground ball in mind, Tyler Pasternicki at third has been playing even with the bag. Two outs and a 1-2 count. Michael Kickham trying to work out of the inning. 6'4", 220 from St. Louis, Missouri. Been part of last year with the Giants. Brett Nicholas picks up the assist, the strikeout for Kickham. And the Chihuahuas strand 2. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Round Rock with a 5-1 lead on the On Deck minor league game of the week. Back in Round Rock, Texas, where the home team leads at 5-1 over El Paso. A reminder, Saturday at 6 Eastern, CBS Sports Network brings you Arena Football League action. House will be rocking in the city of brotherly love as the Las Vegas Outlaws take on Ron Jaworski's Philadelphia Soul right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. And I want you to look at this nattily attired young man here in Round Rock. What is that on his shirt, I wonder?
I don't know, but it must be a fashion. Well, would you look there?
Doug Flynn, the glue. That's just a kid on that shirt, isn't it?
Yeah, that's about 40 years ago, probably.
75, 76.
Yep.
When the Big Red Machine was running through Major League Baseball, and the glue, self-proclaimed, was one D. Flynn, a skinny kid from Lexington, Kentucky. Somehow, T-shirts have appeared.
They have, as a few hats have even showed up.
Wow.
I know.
I thought I saw Lauren wearing one of those last night.
Well, someone said, who nicknamed you the glue? And I said, well, actually, it was sort of self-appointed.
Yeah, if I ring up Johnny Bench or Pete Rose, as though I have their home numbers, and ask them, would they confirm that for me?
They would probably say Tony Perez, but, you know, Tony Perez, Doug Flynn, kind of thrown in the same vein. Actually, what an honor and humbled to have been a part of that bunch and just having some fun with the T-shirt. That's one of my buddies here.
Tyler Pasternicki directly to J.T. Wise. They had him scouted perfectly, and 1 out. Lanel Campos off to a good start out of the El Paso bullpen. Didn't sign with the Padres until he was 23 years old. You want to know why?
Why?
He was pursuing a career in soccer down in Venezuela.
Wow.
But instead, he's playing America's favorite sport.
I love it. I love it. I tell you what, fun at the ballpark, folks. If you are sitting at home and you've got a ballpark anywhere near you that's minor league and affiliated, get out, watch them play. Watch some of these young kids. They're out here busting it, playing hard. And a lot of them you're going to be seeing in the big leagues pretty soon. But it's just a wonderful family night at the ballpark. As my buddy Bruce Goodman with my shirt on has proven, he comes to every ball game. Big fan.
You're talking about kids heading for the bigs, and at some point, as you and Casey Candell mentioned, they expect to see Rougned Odor in the major leagues for good. Base hit in the 5th inning, drew a walk, scored a run in the 3rd. 1 for 2 in the night. And we might point out the proceeds for the Doug Flynn glue T-shirts do go to a great cause.
They all go to Hope for the Warriors. And we got a lot of folks that are dedicated. I feel very blessed to play baseball for those many years. And it's because men and women went out and laid it all on the line. So we're trying to do a little bit to help out. Got a new pitcher in here. Did you?
Yep. You were busy eating when I was talking about that.
Well, look, I got no place to put a scorebook. It's all.
I know.
That's not a complaint.
You do what you can.
I know. Look, you got food here. My scorebook. I just took nachos off my scorebook.
We're not complaining.
I love it. I absolutely love this.
Snagged by Pena. 2 out. He squared it up, Coach.
He did. Hit it right on the button. And you can see this young man probably won't be here too long. Working on his defense, looks very good at the plate. As we said, 114 games in the big leagues last year. And we'll probably get back. Got off to a little rough start. We'll probably be back up at some point in time. Campos, another big right-hander throwing. Kind of gives you that look of a former Major League pitcher and longtime minor leaguer too, Jeff Parrott, with the same demeanor. Pitched for about 11 years in the big leagues.
Good fastball, another lanky guy from your hometown.
Yes, sir. Good sink on that pitch. We're very fortunate, Dick. We have a minor league team in our town of Lexington, Kentucky, where we have a Class A team. We can go over and see some of the youngsters that are up and coming. Altuve's played there, Hunter Pence, a few others. Houston organization.
Well, you know, we talked about Jason Lane and his career sort of forcing him to shift from the outfield to the pitcher's mound. And when he began to struggle, that coincided in Houston with the rise of Hunter Pence, who's now with the Giants, of course, by way of Philly, but he came up with Houston. And so with the phenom on the horizon, that was one of the reasons that Lane knew that he couldn't stay there and struggle. He had to find another way to get it done.
Good pitch right there. And you're right, Dick, but boy, he just stood out amongst those kids, didn't he?
Oh my gosh. 2 for 3 on the night. Smolinski, a single, the home run, but that's going to do it for the 7th inning for the Round Rock Express. We'll go to the 8th. The home team leads it 5-1 here in Central Texas for the On Deck Minor League Game of the Week. Here's the way things have unfolded tonight. Jason Lane roughed up by Round Rock. The 10 hits in 6 innings, 5 runs, all earned. Rico Noel with the RBI single in the second, but Brett Nicholas 3 for 3 with the 3 singles, and Jake Smolinski with the 3-run homer in the third. So threes were running wild for Round Rock. What we were talking about amongst ourselves when we came back was the fact that at some point a base hit was taken off the scoreboard for Round Rock. We're showing them with 10 base hits on our scoreboard, but here in the ballpark suddenly it's 5 runs on 9 hits and 1 error by El Paso. And so what they're going to tell us now is that the JTY's base hit in the 3rd inning is now been ruled an error as Reimer Liriano rips one into left to lead things off here in the 8th inning. So for those of you scoring at home, and I'm sure there are scores of you, we do appreciate that. It's now 9 base hits for Round Rock and 1 error for El Paso. But Liriano has his 2nd base hit of the night. He's 2 for 4. Led off the ball game with a base hit. Jake Gobert, pair of walks, caught stealing back in the 3rd inning.
Big Luke Jackson on him. We've seen him warm up a couple of times. 6'2", 205-pound, 23-year-old.
Southwest Ranches, Florida.
Double-A last year, 8-2 with a 3.02 this year so far. 1-3. Been roughed up a little bit. Still early in the year.
Gobert just couldn't stop himself, so on the wild pitch, Liriano easily to 2nd base. Gobert is out automatically because there was a man at 1st base. Well, that was strike. I beg your pardon. That was only strike 2.
Well, we saw a good off-speed pitch. He has a good fastball that moves, and that time come back, there's a good look at his stats. 2-2 with a 5.06.
You can see that this is his 12th appearance this season. They caught on Jackson quite a bit already. Back-to-back wild pitches, and now Liriano at third with nobody out.
I don't know how they'll score that one. I don't know if it just got away from him. If it could have been a wild pitch, or it could have been just way up out of the zone.
It had to be something.
Well, you know,
what it was ball two.
It was, yeah, really.
So now a big opportunity for El Paso to cut into this 4-run deficit. That'll get a run home. Lucas boots one. First error of the night for Round Rock. And it's a 5-2 game with a runner at first, nobody out.
I tell you, that had error all over it. Once he started laying back on the ball, he did start taking that many hops. You've got to be so careful that it doesn't take an in-between hop, and that's just what happened to Lucas.
And what's puzzling about that, and I'm still waiting to play my first game as a professional shortstop, looking forward to it, by the way, was why play it that way? You know you can trade that run for the out.
Yeah, absolutely. But what he did, you know, it was a routine hit ball, but he just got back on his heels and decided to let the ball come to him instead of being aggressive and go to it. And that happens a lot to all of us that have been out there. And then you just kick yourself for not being aggressive to the ball.
So it scored E6, but an RBI anyway for Gobert. He was going to get the RBI anyway. So now a 5-2 game. And the Chihuahuas trying to keep the inning going against Luke Jackson. Alex Dickerson grounded into a 4-6-3 double play his last time up. Back-to-back wild pitches, moving Liriano to third base. Kind of helped open the door.
You don't want to get lazy at this point in the game and give opportunities for a team that with one crack of the bat can be right back in this ball game.
We've been talking about all the great help we've gotten here in Round Rock. Also need to thank so many people who have helped us out along the way here in helping us prepare for these games. Tonight, Tim Haggerty, broadcast and media relations manager for the Chihuahuas, helping us out. Told us about being on the road last year. Good pitch.
That's cheating right there. You come bringing all that good gas and then an off speed, a little breaking ball just froze him. Yeah, I ran across Tim today at the hotel, and he introduced himself and started telling me a little bit about his ball club. Very appreciative of that and the job that all the broadcasters do that are covering these teams.
Here in Round Rock, Mike Capps and Travis Driscoll. Well, Capps is a fixture here in Round Rock.
I just want to borrow his voice for about a week.
Tremendous.
Great stories. And you know, when you've been in the game this long or been around it, you've got a lot of things you can talk about. A lot of things you can't, but a lot of stuff you can share with the audience.
Tommy Medica trying to find his way on against Luke Jackson, but now falls behind, no balls, 2 strikes. 14th round pick of the Padres in 2010 out of Dallas Jesuit College Prep. Career highs last year. Games, at bats, runs, and hits.
If he can relift, it's pretty easy to see what he's saying.
He's not going to win the argument.
No. Yep, it looks like it's the first time we've seen a violation of stepping out or whatever. All right, he's in the box, he's ready, swings. Now he walks out, which is a habit that everybody gets into. And now that they've started the clock, I guess it goes down as a strikeout, I would assume.
Well, he's penalized with a strike. Pat Murphy is out arguing. And there you see the plate umpire. That's Greg Stanzak. And now trying to explain to Murphy, I don't create the rules, I just have to follow them.
There may be an interpretation as to how many strikes on a hitter, because I think it seemed like with 2 strikes, there's a little more leeway. And on foul balls, certainly there is too.
Yeah. There you see one of the clocks. We tell you that because there's one in each dugout and there's one in center field. Now this will have a ripple effect. The word will get out through professional baseball by tomorrow morning that a batter was called out on strikes because of a violation of the pitch clock.
Well, we saw it a lot in college with the clock being used, but it's the first time, to my recollection,
I never saw it,
that it ever came into play.
Yep.
Good look at it going now, 10-11, kind of a speed up rule for the hitter and the pitcher. And Dick, I think what you said is absolutely right. He was just enforcing the rule. He wasn't making the rule. He just enforcing it. Doesn't make Pat Murphy any happier though.
Nope. So now Brett Wallace will try to recapture some of the momentum that El Paso had early in the inning when the Chihuahuas pushed across a run on a ground ball by Jake Gobert. He is at first base because of an error on the ground ball. Wallace 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts. Francisco Mendoza went the first 3 innings, struck out 4, gave up 1 run. It was earned. Walked 1, matched his total for the entire year. Gave up 4 hits. Good off-speed pitch by Jackson.
He's got a good arm. A little inconsistent with his control, but he has a live fastball and then a really good off-speed pitch.
Jackson, the 3rd pitcher of the night for Round Rock. Jose Monegro is the pitcher of record right now for the Express. Jackson trying to help nail things down here in the 8th inning. Off the mitt of Nicholas. And moving up easily is Gobert. Not sure how they'll score that.
I'm guessing that's got a chance to be a pass
Yeah.
ball, but his ball is live. I'm telling you, it is really moving everywhere.
Maybe he crossed him up somehow. They crossed each other up.
It's all kind of a disgusted look from Nicholas, so I got to think that's probably a pass ball.
A little bit of a shift on for Wallace. There you get a good look at the defense that Round Rock is playing right now.
And that's one thing that's getting an awful lot of coverage lately.
Pulled the string. El Paso leaves a man on but brings one in. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Round Rock 5, El Paso 2. It's the On Deck Minor League Game of the Week. They're jumping on everything they can here in Round Rock, where the Express leads El Paso 5-2. Here's how it happened: is the Chihuahuas scored early on the infield single by Rico Noel, but then back came the Express in a big way. Tyler Pasternicki into short right field. That's a sac fly and a really close play at the plate. After a costly walk, big fly by Jake Smolinski. 3-run shot made it 4-1. Round Rock added to that lead with a base hit in the 4th inning by Ryan Strasburger. That brought in Tomas Talis, who was running on the pitch. 5-1 lead, and El Paso just rang up another one to make it 5-2 here in the 8th inning as the Express comes to the plate for what the guys here in Round Rock hope is the last time. Stephen Colsheen makes his 14th appearance of the year. 6.64 ERA, 20 1/3, 19 strikeouts, and only 5 walks for the Chihuahuas so far this year. Off the fists. McElroy can't get that one. It falls between him and Liriano, and another leadoff base hit for the Express. 4th time tonight the leadoff man is reached.
That now makes 14 out of 16 that he has hit safely in.
Yep.
We were indeed correct on that last one. It was because the hitter had got out of the box. He had 2 strikes on him. He didn't call timeout. So by the time he got back in the box, they called a 3rd strike.
Tomas Talis. Ground ball, double play, base hit. He scored a run. There you see his numbers, pretty healthy on the year. 320, 3 homers. Boy, did not get cheated on that one, did he?
You see how long he waits for the ball. That's one of the reasons he's such a good hitter. He's not out in front. He sits back and waits till the last second. And his number's 320, having a really nice year.
Playing the DH role tonight. Runner goes, hit and run. Try it again. Mentioned Jason Wood, the manager for Round Rock. With the Frisco Rough Riders last year, got them to the playoffs, led the league in wins with 80. Worked in Myrtle Beach the year before that, really 3 seasons prior. Made the playoffs each year. Carolina League Manager of the Year in 13 for the Pelicans. Ran it in on him.
Well, he took a healthy cut.
He did.
A lot of guys will choke up or maybe shorten that swing down just a little bit. Not him.
You know, we talked to Casey Candel. He had 18 pro seasons. So did Jason Wood. Spent time with the A's, Tigers, Pirates, Marlins.
Boy, that's a lot of years to play the game.
And now making their living at it.
Well, I'm glad, because you think of the knowledge that you gain not only from the coaches you played for, but the players you played with, and how much you learn and what you can pass on now to these young kids.
Talisa, switch hitter. 5'8", but 215. Out of Venezuela. Only one play for Wallace, and he makes it to first. 1 out. Lucas to second.
That's one of those plays, kind of tough. If you charge it, you're going to get it on the short hop. If you stay back on a real fast runner, you're going to be in trouble. But he did a good job of getting rid of it very quickly.
So now Michael Choice, only player for the Express without a base hit so far. Born in Fort Worth, not too far away, about 4 hours away. 6', 230. Former 1st-round draft pick back in 2010 by the Oakland A's. Came over to the Rangers in a 4-player deal. 2 for 2. Going into the 2013 season, MLB.com had him ranked as the #3 prospect for the Oakland A's.
You know what you hear a lot of now is guys that were #1 draft choices, and only 3 years later they're already with another organization.
Lack of patience, maybe.
Yeah, or just a need for something else in the big leagues that they think they have to have right now.
Attended Texas Arlington. Left as the school's career leader in home runs, had 34 for his career with the Mavericks. You know, it's not like he wasn't doing well in Oakland or with Oakland. Was the A's Organizational Player of the Year in 2011. Extends the at-bat, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ed Lucas at second. You know, I just get the feeling those wrestlers are up to something right now here in the ballpark.
You kind of feel like that, don't you?
Walking around with that belt and that 2x4.
And we haven't heard from Lauren in a while.
Well, that's a good point. They may be teaching her some wrestling moves to help her get her career started. AJ Godinez, our producer, claims that they're teaching her the finer points of the half Nelson.
Good point. I saw Jeff Jarrett wrestle a long time ago. Happened to be in Cincinnati, Ohio, and it was a grudge match between he and Duke Gonzalez. And he handled him. Well, Gonzalez was tough, but I think it was set up. I'm not sure.
No.
I think it was set up.
Got him looking. Choice down on strikes. 2 out. Well, you gotta like the motion Stephen Colsheen uses coming to the plate. All arms and legs.
And if he makes pitches like that, it's pretty nasty. Could be. If you're a pitcher, you say it's a great pitch. If you're a hitter, you go, no way.
Brett Nicholas, first pitch swinging, and that'll do it for the Express. They strand 1, and we'll go to the 9th. Round Rock 5, El Paso 2. It's the On Deck game of the week here on the CBS Sports Network. Back in Round Rock, Texas, Dick Gabriel, Doug Flynn, Lauren Gardner, where the Express has a 5-2 lead here in the 9th inning on the El Paso Chihuahuas, and the difference is that big fly right there off the bat of Jake Smolinski. That came back in the 3rd inning, part of a 4-run 3rd. And that stands between the Chihuahuas and the Express right now, thanks to that young man. Luke Jackson back on the hill for Round Rock here in the 9th inning, facing Ramiro Pena. Walked his last time up. Pena, switch hitter, 5'11", 200. Signed by the Yankees as a non-drafted free agent back in 2005. Luke Jackson gave up a run in the 8th inning. It was earned on the booted ground ball by Jake Gobert. The runner would have scored anyway on the ground ball. And then after that, he settled down and basically struck out the side with a little bit of help from the pitch clock. Tommy Medica was late getting back in the box. Pena out ahead of it. And you can hear from up here Odor yelling, "I got it," so vital in infield play.
Just the way you're supposed to do it.
Because if you don't,
you could get hurt.
Somebody could get hurt.
Exactly.
So the Chihuahuas down to their last 2 outs. Mike McCoy stands in. He batted in the 7th inning for Chris McElroy and came through with a double down the left field line. That in mind, Tyler Pasternicki with a step or 2 toward the 3rd base line here at Dell Diamond. Most of the fans have hung in here. Gorgeous night in Texas.
Hey, Jackson has a good arm. Live fastball, good off-speed pitch. When he gets in trouble, seems like he goes right to the changeup. That's what that looked like right there. A little bit off the plate.
Jackson has been a workhorse this year for the Express. Picked out of the hole by Lucas. And that's going to go as an infield single. So McElroy, or rather McCoy, 2 for 2.
Yeah, he comes in. Nice job. That's about all he could do. Good strong throw to first base, but McCoy too fast.
Yep. You know, we would talk about the lineage of these teams and the fact that El Paso can trace its roots back to the 1903 LA Angels. Well, at one point, as Rocky Gale stands in, trying to avoid a double play, and he will as he drops one into right center field. Back-to-back base hits. The El Paso Chihuahuas, you'll appreciate this, were the Albuquerque Dukes. And you might recall that Albuquerque began feeding teams to the feeding players to the Dodgers, and fed a manager by the name of Tommy Lasorda.
Yeah, I think along with guys like Steve Garvey and that group that ended up going to the World Series in 77, 78.
81, and they won it in 81.
Yep.
Now it looks like a pinch hitter for El Paso. Rico Noel is due up.
It's our boy Cody Decker coming to the plate.
Lauren Gardner's buddy. Well, he's already been at the plate once tonight in the pregame first pitch ceremony. Wound up flat on his back, pinned by Hacksaw Jim Duggan. So he's 0 for 1. That's unofficial.
Not too many get pinned by the Hacksaw and get an opportunity to get back on your feet again, though.
Right. Cody at 270 average. Here's what happened. It looks clean. Oops.
Oh.
And then here comes the pin. Yeah, there's the humiliation. So now Decker can bounce back from that. A 270 hitter, 11 home runs. Driven in 33. Jackson fools him on pitch number 1.
Yeah, starts him off with an off-speed pitch. And you know he's got one thing on his mind now with 11 bombs and 33 RBIs this season.
He
some
is
good
the
numbers.
tying run. You are correct, sir. And again, trying to avoid that double play. Boy, Nicholas did a nice job of keeping that force play in hand.
I bet Nicholas had a little talk with Jackson too and told him, hey, he's probably a first pitch fastball hitter. Throws him a couple of breaking balls already to start him off. If he throws him a fastball, I wouldn't look for it to be over the strike zone. It'd probably be somewhere inside underneath those hands or outside part of the corner.
Yes, he did, they say. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Big pitch for Jackson.
There's a good look at it right here. You see where that's close.
Yep.
That's very close.
Chihuahuas down to their last strike with Decker. Stays alive. Well, you couldn't ask for a better situation if you're going to rest one of your best power hitters. And he told us before the game he knew he wasn't going to play, but he said, I might pinch hit late. Perfect situation for him. But only 1 out. Now Decker asked for time. Not even Nicholas who asked for time. Top of the order due up after Decker.
You know, you've been sitting there watching the game. Of course, now if you think that there's a possibility you might get in the game late, you're going to get up and start getting yourself loose. But after you sit, of course, here's a guy who's a veteran. He's played a long time. He knows what he has to do. But it's still not easy. I think one of the toughest jobs in baseball is to be a pinch hitter.
El Paso tonight 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. And of course Noel's infield single. Jackson just wasn't feeling it. But because he backed off, the clock restarts. Decker squares it up. They're going to send a runner. And it's a 5-3 game, and Cody Decker comes through.
Well, here's a kid who he backs up what he says. That interview with Lauren was outstanding. You could see he's somebody who loves to have fun, and for a guy like him, probably wasn't any pressure. He came up just loose and relaxed. He gets a good pitch, stings it. He just doesn't get it in the air.
Jackson trying to keep it in the strike zone, but down, and he did that. But as you mentioned, Decker went down and got it. Driving in McCoy, what a job he's done. He's coming in the 7th inning. So a 5-3 game now with one out. Go ahead run at the plate. It's Reimer Liriano, leadoff hitter. Singled, scored a run back in the 8th inning. He's 2 for 4. No action in the Round Rock bullpen yet. Double play possibility. They just get the one. Jackson does maintain the force play.
Well, he made a good throw. It was a force out. You kind of look at Odor and wonder why he wanted to put the tag on. Because they had the force there, but maybe just got a little bit excited.
Let's take a look and see if maybe Odor wasn't on the bag. He was pulled off, perhaps. No, he was on it.
Yeah, he had his foot on it.
I'm like you. I don't understand that.
You know what I'm wondering, too? Here's a kid they were working with today. He's been in the big league some. The second might be a newer position for him, and he's trying to get used to it.
Yep. But now the tying run is at first. Jake Gobert. But another mound visit. Brad Holman. Part of the staff under Jason Wood, Justin Mayshore, the hitting coach, Gino Petrali, the bench coach. Chatted with Rick Mabey, the strength and conditioning coach, before the game. A former engineer at Boeing found his way into professional baseball. I said, how did that happen? It's a long story. Love to hear it someday. You mentioned Jody Davis, the hitting coach for Pat Murphy. Had a great time talking to Bronswell Patrick, the guy who played pro ball in 7 different foreign leagues.
Boy, he had a lot of personality, didn't he?
Oh my gosh. Played in Taiwan, played in Korea, played in different leagues in Venezuela, Mexico, Dominican Republic. Did not want to take off that uniform. They knew it was time. A changeup, that's a foul ball. Boy, Gobert jumped all over it, but just a smidge out in front of it. Great pickup by J.T. Wise.
He hit a ball down the line right now. It could be very interesting.
Here's what kind of games these teams have been playing. Round Rock won the opener 5-3, then El Paso 2-1. Round Rock won it 8-6 last night. 5-3 lead in the series so far. Nicholas digs it out again. Gobert has drawn 2 walks. RBI ground ball in the 8th inning. Officially 0 for 2 with an RBI. 345 average. Another tough out in this El Paso lineup. They're shifting again. The shortstop, Ed Lucas, is almost up the middle for Round Rock. And Pastor Nicky well off the line at third. You see how deep Odor is at second with a left-handed hitter. Not unusual. Two-one pitch. Off speed. That was pitch number 40 for Jackson. So now a hitter's count for Gobert. And again, a good situation for El Paso. One of their top hitters up in a big RBI situation late. And Jackson went to the fastball and just could not make it work. Third walk of the night for Gobert.
They may get a little action in the bullpen. Nobody has been up.
Nope.
And from right here, it doesn't look like anybody's going to be getting up.
Bases are full of Chihuahuas. Now Alex Dickerson struck out his last time up. He has struck out 3 times, grounded into a double play. Rough night. 306 hitter. Big chance to redeem himself here. Dickerson, an Indiana University graduate, or at least drafted out of IU. Formerly part of the Pirates organization. Jackson missing, up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. MLB.com had him ranked 15th among Padres prospects entering this season. Added a sprained ankle last year in spring training.
Good cut there. We do get a little action in Round Rock's bullpen.
Yep. 1 strike away, Luke Jackson. And closing things out for Round Rock. A base hit could tie it for El Paso. Ran it in on him. It's a tough pitch for left-handed hitters with a right-hander on the mound.
Especially with the movement that Jackson has on all of his pitches. That fastball, a lot of life in it.
Dickerson, bases loaded this year, 1 for 4, a triple his only base hit. Once again, the 1-2 from Jackson. Dickerson spoils it again.
Boy, it came right after him. Heat right to your number 4 or number 3 hitter with the bases drunk. There's really no place to go hide right now. It's just mano y mano.
Now Nicholas wants another chat with his pitcher. Oh, you hear some boos here. What's that about? You know, we haven't pointed out that sitting at this game injured for the Chihuahuas is Melvin Upton, formerly B.J. Upton. A great talent. Spent a lot of time with the Bigs, nursing a foot injury. So we'll do it all over again. Jackson versus Dickerson. Foul ball.
Wow.
Crowd thought that had just popped out of the mid of Nicholas, which it did, but he took a piece of it.
Well, he's just coming right after him now.
Dickerson, a California native, 3rd round pick in 2011 by the Pirates. Won the Big Ten Triple Crown in 2010. First team All-American. We saw him play. 1-2. Pulled the string. There's Lucas. Easy play. And the Round Rock Express take care of their interstate rival, the El Paso Chihuahuas, by a final of 5-3 as El Paso leaves the tying and go-ahead runs on base. We'll come back and wrap things up here at Dell Diamond in just a minute. It's the On Deck Minor League Game of the Week on the CBS Sports Network. Back in Round Rock, where the Express holds off El Paso 5-3, the big blow. Jake Smolinski's 3-run homer He is the hero tonight, and he is with our own Lauren Gardner. Lauren?
Well, thanks, guys. Jake, a big night for you. 2 for 4, a single and a 3-run shot in the 3rd inning. How are you able to see the ball so well?
Just having fun and trying to get a good pitch to hit. And, it's a good night for all of us. I think it was a good team win.
You guys came into this game facing 38-year-old Jason Lane on the mound. How did you change your approach at the plate when you're facing a veteran with so much big league time and the fact that he started his career as a position player?
Yeah, obviously he's been around for a while. He knows what he's doing. So you just like I said, you try to keep it simple, try to get a good pitch to hit. He was throwing a lot of off-speed, fastball changeup, so we're just trying to get something up in the zone and trying to put a good swing on it.
We were just talking during the break about the fact that you just came back to Round Rock from the Rangers today. You've been up and down twice already. What has that journey been like for you already in this eventful season?
I think journey is the right word. It's a little crazy. A lot of flights, I think 4 or 5 flights in the last few days, so a lot of moving around. But I think in a way we're all kind of used to it. Just still playing ball no matter where you're at, and just try to have fun and play the game the right way.
But it makes your head spin. I wouldn't even know what time zone I'm in. How about your pitching staff tonight? Francisco Mendoza came in last minute starting, went about 3 innings, and the rest of the staff was able to get it done.
Yeah, great job by them. Just everybody picking up. We didn't have a true starter going tonight, so bullpen did a great job, pitched a lot of innings for us, and did really well.
Something that was interesting to the guys in the booth and myself in the 8th inning, Tommy Medica for El Paso was actually called out for a pitch clock violation. How do you think that ripple effect is going to go throughout the rest of the league? Is that going to approach the way you behave during an at-bat?
It's a good question. The rules are the rules. Unfortunately, whether you like them or not, that's what they are. So we have to abide by them, and I think it's all for the fans is to try and speed the game up and just make it more enjoyable for them.
All right, last question before I let you go celebrate. You guys head to Tacoma, West Coast, a lot of travel. How do you carry this momentum into that road trip?
Just keep having fun and playing the game. We've been hot all year. I don't think we're going to change as a team or put pressure on ourselves. We're just going to keep going out the way we've been playing, and hopefully we can keep it rolling.
It does look like a relaxed bunch out there. Thank you so much, Jake, and congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, thanks, Lauren. And as we were talking before the game and during, it's just a team that finds a way to win. And tonight, Doug, because of the way El Paso put pressure on Round Rock, needed the offense, needed the defense, needed the pitching.
Well, they did. The one thing that we saw tonight, though, was both teams stayed aggressive. The difference in the game to me was the middle of the lineup for El Paso. They had guys that are 2, 3, and 4 hitters or 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Really weren't seeing the ball very good tonight or just got pitched pretty tough. They had 8 strikeouts between them. Had some chances to drive in some runs. They had the bases loaded once. But the pitching job got it done when they had to for Round Rock. And as Jake was saying, they didn't have a starter out on the mound and let all their bullpen get some work tonight. They did a great job.
4 Round Rock pitchers combined for 13 strikeouts. Walked 4, but never really damaged by any of them. And the Round Rock Express made the plays when they had to. And as Lauren mentioned, Smolinski with 2 base hits tonight, drove in 3 runs. And Brett Nicholas 3 for 4 tonight and had a solid game behind the plate as well. And so, as I said, when they needed the plays on defense, they made them. And El Paso did as well. Each team made 1 error, but it just seemed like Round Rock took advantage, a better job of mistakes by El Paso, including 1 bad pitch that went over the wall thanks to Smolinski.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why they're 13-4 at home right now, because they find a way to win these ball games. But they've got some good young arms, and they've come in tonight. We got a chance to see just how hard they throw, but they also have a solid ball team. It's not a team that wows you by its physicality, but it's a team that goes out and knows how to play. We saw them get a sacrifice when they needed. We saw them hit behind runners, steal a base when they needed to. Played very solid, so I think it's a team that obviously is going to do well throughout the rest of the year.
Well, and you mentioned execution earlier tonight. You were talking to Casey Candela about that, and you saw that in some of these young ball players.
Oh, yeah. Well, when you have to lay a bunt down, it's kind of a lost start. and when you have to hit behind runners. We also saw them make diving plays, too, so they had the full package.
We'll talk to you next week from Nashville. That's going to do it from Round Rock, Texas, where the final score is Round Rock 5, El Paso 3. For Doug Flynn, Lauren Gardner, and our entire crew, I'm Dick Gabriel. Coming up next, World's Strongest Man Archives. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.